next day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Valentine's Day is coming, and here at Madison Avenue Florist, we have all the favorites. Over 60 variety of roses alone. We've been on the corner of College Oak and Madison for 40 years. Voted best of Sacramento. Come on in, we'll show you why. Order now and mention this ad and get 10% off any order over $80. Order early for the best selection and delivery options. Madison Avenue Florist, for when the moments matter. MadisonAvenueFlorist.net.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
Everybody feeling better today? Anyone? Hey, trade deadline's over.
It is.
We got the reactions out the way, kinda. Now we're going to hear from Mr. Perry today at 11 o'clock. So we will take that press conference live for you on the show today. We'll react to what Scott says or doesn't say. Will it just be a bunch of GM speak? You don't know, GM speak is the language where they talk without saying anything. It's really impressive how they can do it.
I don't know how you do it.
It's a
could
gift.
not do that,
it's
by
a
the
gift.
way.
Oh, no. Kayla you'd give away the secrets right away.
Everything.
If you got asked a tough question, I know you'd bite right back.
I know.
It's like, Kayla, what were you thinking about that trade? Well, idiot.
Well, if you really want to know,
I couldn't trade to the Raptors because Jakob Poeltl's back is broken.
I would do. That's exactly what I do.
You would expose everybody. I tried to make this trade, but this jerk of a GM wouldn't give me 2 firsts. So screw him. I'm keeping Sabonis.
Exactly.
I like Kayla Anderson press conferences.
It'd be fun.
We need Kayla Anderson press conferences.
It'd be fun.
How about after the Scott Perry press conference, we do the Kayla Anderson press conference as Scott Perry?
I like that idea. We will, depending upon what Scott says, we will ask Kayla the same questions and see what Kayla had to say.
Oh, yeah. I knew I was going to draw some controversy today to the chat.
What happened?
Well, I'm wearing my Seahawks shirt
of course,
today.
yeah. Okay. So it's our last show before the Super Bowl. Of course, listen.
I don't wear any Seahawks gear, by the way, ever.
This is an NBA town, and it's been I've watched it be a culture shock in a way to Kayla because she's like, it's Super Bowl week, and we're talking about the stupid Kings and stupid trade deadline all week.
That is not what I am about.
But now it is football time.
It is.
And your team is taking on A team with a guy that you really like as head coach. So I know pick a side is later in the show, but I think we know what side you're on, right? And we're going to do something a little bit later on the show when we're breaking down this this game and giving our final preview and our final thoughts on this game. To make it a little more interesting, y'all don't know what that is. I know what that is, so we'll get to that a little bit later on. But yeah, it's the Friday before Super Bowl, so we got to get hype about some football, especially if your team's in it.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, look, what you'll know about me, the more you get to know me on this show, is I definitely root for my teams. Like, I'm a very loyal person, but I don't sit there and brag about it.
Oh, you should.
But if my team is going to the Super Bowl this year and I have one chance to wear a Seahawks sweater at any point, I'm going to wear it today.
I want you to know, if I'm alive when the Raiders make the Super Bowl again,
I hope you are.
I am going to be obnoxious about it.
I can guarantee you that is what you're going to do.
Because damn it, I've earned it. You've earned it with the Seahawks being there. You can talk all the mess you want. In fact, I would encourage you to do so.
Today was such a weird day. I mean, literally, like every Friday before the Super Bowl, I went into the closet today and saw the Mahomes jersey, and I said, you know what? Not today.
Yep.
For the first time since I was a junior in high school. Not today.
I feel so sorry for you,
baby.
Kyle.
Poor baby. My team not in the Super Bowl for the 18th year in a row.
I know. It was so strange.
So sad.
Every year I walk in here and Dave yells at me because I have the Mahomes jersey on, and this year I can't do it.
I have to watch the Super Bowl like a normal human being and enjoy chips and dip.
I know. I heard Dave and J. Ross say that they were not interested really in watching the Super Bowl. Like, they're going to watch it, but they don't think, like, the matchup's not intriguing. I don't know. Of course, the Seahawks are in it, so I'm going to, like, be intrigued by it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious as to what people really think. Like, do you think this is a good matchup? Do you think that the New England Patriots are just going to fold?
This is where I think, and this is in a weird way, this is where America doesn't represent, I think, America. And because I don't like having the same matchups every year. I don't like having the Dodgers in the World Series every year. I don't like having the Chiefs in the Super Bowl every year. Not just because I can't stand the Chiefs because they're in the same division as the Raiders, but just because I like something different.
Yeah.
So when you have parity and you have these Super Bowl matchups that nobody saw coming, I enjoy those storylines. But I do understand the appeal or the draw of when superstar X, Y, and Z is in the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. It's like everybody kind of tunes in because most people are hate watching.
That's a good point.
I disagree. Like I'm invested. I'm very interested in this Super Bowl just because of how this year was and how fun it was and how different this Super Bowl is compared to years past. So it almost has the opposite effect for me. But I do know a lot of people around there are just like, I couldn't name more than 3 people in this Super Bowl unless they're on my fantasy team, so I'm not interested very much. But
I get it.
It's the Super Bowl. Everybody's TV is going to be on, whether or not they're locked into it.
Yeah, that's another story. So. Exactly.
I think part of it, too, is the thing that makes the Super Bowls interesting is the compelling storylines. Like, even when it was Kansas City every year, it was like Kansas City versus the Eagles or Kansas City versus the Niners. And I think what's different this time is you have 2 teams that weren't in the playoffs last year. So, like, this is a complete rise out of nowhere. So we've had less time to build up the storylines. And all playoffs, the storylines were like, are the Rams going to get it done? Are the Bills going to get it done? You know, it was about other teams other than these guys. And now that they're here, it's like we never built up the storylines of either team.
Right, exactly.
I think there are a ton of compelling storylines in this game. From the emergence of Drake May and his first real opportunity, Mike Vrabel and how he's turned that Patriots team around. How legitimate are they and like their rise here, and will the Patriots dynasty return in that sense? Can Sam Bradford get it done with the Seahawks?
Sam Bradford.
Sam Darnold.
What's Sam Bradford up to now?
Where's Sam Bradford at?
I don't think
is he
he's
available?
Still even in the league.
Is Sam Darnold able to get it done right?
Sam Bradford's probably coaching some. Well, he shouldn't because I think he made like $180 million in his career.
He's at a high school somewhere. He's helping out. He's the quarterback's coach at a high school, Sam Bradford. Shout out Sam Bradford. But is Sam Darnold going to be able to get it done? The Seahawks defense Jackson Smith and Jigba has been the best receiver in the league period this year. Can he be a Super Bowl MVP type just to cap off the amazing year he's had? There's a lot about this Super Bowl that I'm compelled with. But for the show's purposes, we also will later on do something to make things a little more interesting and put a little bit on the line, at least for this show and hopefully for entertainment value. So that's coming up later on in the show, too. At 11, like we talked about, we will have the general manager of the Sacramento Kings, Scott Perry, speaking with the media. We will take that press conference live for you and then react to that. And at noon, how about this? Another big poll from Kayla Anderson and her Rolodex. Rolodexes, are those still a thing? I don't know, but she's got one. Stacey Dales from the NFL Network, former Olympian, WNBA star, now doing amazing things over at the NFL Network. Stacey will join us for a little bit of a Super Bowl preview at noon, so really excited about that. Then we got 2 Kings basketball games to preview. The Kings are in action against the Clippers tonight in the Golden One Center. But then the Kings are hosting Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder's return on Saturday and the debut of James Harden with the Cavs. So that game's at least a little bit compelling.
You get to see the beard. You get to see the return of Keon.
I'm not
like... That beard is always so shiny. I'm like, he must have just like the greatest beard, like... What is it called? Gel cleaner? I don't know.
Beard, beard.
I mean, you have a beard.
Yeah, not that. I don't got that. Like they've got.
I don't got that beard.
I don't got that. But no, James is, and this is very hater of me, and I'm aware. James is my least favorite player in the league to watch. I just don't like watching James Harden play.
He's slow. He doesn't move gracefully. All those things. Yeah.
Don't like watching James Harden play basketball. But the compellingness of it's his first time next to Donovan Mitchell, I'm intrigued with that. And of course, how much of a revenge game does Keon Ellis have? And Dennis Schroeder. Cool. Thanks for punching Luka or slapping Luka or something. Whatever you did.
We love you for that.
We love you for that, but everything else, whatever. We got some great news, though. Some really cool news out of the Sacramento Kings yesterday, a little bit after our show ended. Hey, newsflash, everybody. The Sacramento Kings are not exactly the model organization for success in the NBA or professional sports. I don't know if you knew that, but that's kind of a hot take over here from old Matt George. But in all seriousness, the Sacramento Kings are a model organization for how to use the two-way contract correctly. There has not been an organization that has done more and done better with the two-way contract than the Sacramento Kings. Period. End of statement. You have Austin Reeves and his rise with the LA Lakers. He's probably the biggest individual success story because of how big of a star he is in LA. But the Sacramento Kings have had Neemias Queta, who was the starting center in Boston. I think he got his spot taken a little bit by Nikola Vucevic, or will eventually. Although Neemias Queta had like 19 rebounds the other night for Boston. Love Nemi.
Yeah.
You have Keon Ellis, who the Kings just traded away. And I know there's going to be, because when I put this out on social media, there was like, oh, well, the Kings are really good at signing them, and then as soon as they get good, they trade them away for nothing. Great. Yeah, if you want to get your jokes off, go ahead and get your jokes off. I'm trying to do something positive here for once. Keon Ellis was an unbelievable success story with the two-way contract and is now hopefully going to be competing for a championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we wish him the best of luck there. Now you have Dylan Cardwell, who was not supposed to be in the NBA, and he says it outright. Like, I was not supposed to make it. I was never supposed to make it this far because I'm a guy that rebounds the basketball, blocks shots. I think he said he's never scored 20 points in a game in his life. Like,
he does the dirty work.
He does all the dirty work, but he does it so well, and he does it with such an infectious energy and attitude that he got this opportunity with Sacramento, made the most of this opportunity in a season where luck was on his side in a way. It was after Domantas Sabonis went down, it was him and Max, another fellow rookie, kind of competing. Drew Eubanks, we knew, was not part of the future, so he, to his credit, because as a two-way player, you kind of choose where you go. It's essentially a free agency type decision. He chose a team that he knew, or his agent knew, or whoever was around him knew needed what he brought. And here he is signing a full NBA contract, a multi-year deal. These success stories are what sports are all about for me, and I'm so happy for him. I can't wait to hopefully get the opportunity to see him today and congratulate him, because he's captured the fan love and interest by storm because of his personality and his work ethic, and he deserves every bit of this. So it was nice with yesterday's frustrations to have some good Kings news.
Yeah,
man signing off.
There's no, I don't know if I know any Kings fan, at least that we've heard from, that's like unhappy about something like this. You can be unhappy about the trade deadline, absolutely, or frustrated that there weren't more moves made. But this is a player that, by the way, Scott Perry has to feel good about because he obviously gave him an opportunity. But a guy that has literally worked his way into this position and not given this opportunity just because he didn't do anything. I mean, he was out there when he was given the opportunity. He made the most of it. And what I think is special, too, is Kings fans got to see it happen before their eyes.
Yep.
Like, Kings fans got to watch him actually earn the opportunity to get the two-way contract converted.
Yeah.
And so all I have to say is like, well done, guy. Like that is awesome to see because you want to see this in sports. And now the journey continues. And now you got to continue to work hard and to up your level even more because now there's expectations.
For sure. And what's next, right? Like what's the next level of Dylan Cardwell? Because just getting your full NBA contract, because let's be honest, we're talking, it's not a very big deal. It's the type of deal that Keon Ellis is finishing up right now, right? Keon Ellis paid $2.5 million this year. And that was the team option. So I imagine, we don't know the details of this contract right now. At least I haven't seen any yet.
I believe Sean Cunningham said 2 guaranteed years. It's essentially a second round pick contract.
It's probably very similar to exactly what like Maxime Reynaud has.
Yeah.
So it's a rookie kind of scale contract, team control. There will be a team option at the end of it. So it's not like all of a sudden, he's got the bag. He got a full guaranteed NBA contract. That in itself is worth celebration because it's not just the money that you get with that. It's the status of you are an NBA player. Like you are not a NBA hopeful. You are an NBA player. And he's earned that. But when we watched, and we talked about this after the Kings and Detroit Pistons game, right? You saw what Dylan Cardwell played like next to Jalen Duren, and I'm blanking on the other name. I'll think of it randomly and it'll frustrate me. Or when you play the New York Knicks, Mitchell Robinson, right? These are guys that have been the type of players that Dylan is, but at such an elite level that they are potentially starting caliber or high minutes caliber players on teams that are successful. Both the Knicks and the Pistons are 1-2 or 1-3 in the Eastern Conference, right? The two extremely good teams that need these type of players. So the journey's not done for Dylan.
No.
And Dylan knows that. And we've seen the Kings work with him on that hook around the basket because you have to have some kind of offensive bag. He knocked down a couple free throws in a row the other night, and everybody was happy to see it, right? So Dylan needs to keep working on his game. Journey's not finished because there is a long, successful career there for you if you can continue to grow. But he worked hard just to get to this point, and we celebrate him for that.
I'm thrilled for it. I'm sure, like, I always love to ask these questions, like, who's the first person you called? Like, because it's always fun to, like, see, who's really helped them along their journey. Sometimes it's their parents. Sometimes it's a mentor. But for him also, what it signifies, I think, for the Kings in terms of this team right now and moving forward is just that. Now you've got not only Maxime Reynaud, who was a second-round pick, but now you got an undrafted free agent in Dylan Cardwell that is supposedly looking like it will hit for Scott Perry. And again, that growth has to happen. We've talked about Neek. Neek needs to continue to play some consistent ball, like string some of these good games together because we've seen some really bright moments out of him. But that's encouraging because this is what we're now focused on is the future of this organization. Yes, we've got to get these big contracts out of the way at some point. But to be able to convert this contract, Scott Perry, the guy who brought this guy in, that is a plus on him as well for Scott.
Absolutely. It is.
So
it definitely is.
We can say we don't like this or we don't like that, but we got to give props where props are due.
100%. Isaiah Stewart was who I was thinking of from Detroit.
Stewart,
like that type of just energy,
sure.
hustle guy.
Yep.
Off of that bench. And he's a very important piece of what the first place Detroit Pistons do, and he's going to be an important part of that team potentially winning a title this year. But I want to respond to this comment really quick from our Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube stream. You can go and watch the show over there. Of course, if you're listening on the radio, we love you and appreciate you too. And you can call in or chime in at any point. You can call or text 916-339-1140 or 800-920-1140. But this message from Amadrock, I think that's how you say his name. Matt, the Kings have no choice other than to use the G League players. No one wants to sign with Sacramento. I get the low-hanging fruit, and I get the air of negativity around the Sacramento Kings. But you have to understand there's a reason why the Stockton Kings have been amongst the best in the G League year after year after year. They're the reigning G League champions. Before that, coached by Lindsey Harding, they were number one in the West in the G League. Before that, coached by Bobby Jackson, number one in the West in the G League. Like, the Kings' talent development has actually been really, really good. Very good. And like we just laid out, there's been no one with more two-way success stories than the Sacramento Kings. That is that's an elite organizational skill. And that's something that players pay attention to. players know if I come to Sacramento on a two-way contract, I'm going to have an opportunity. If I play for the Stockton Kings, people are going to be watching what I'm doing because we're successful in Stockton. Look at Skal Labissiere. Skal just signed a 10-day contract with the Washington Wizards and was balling out for them the other day. So he's getting his second chance at an NBA life. So that stuff matters.
Yeah.
Now, the Kings, of course, need to find a way to take that and turn that into the Austin Reeves success story. Turn that into a core and develop a talent that is not going to spend any time in the G League. A talent like this year, they're going to get a top 5 talent in the draft, we believe. Develop that talent into a superstar. And then properly...
And then don't trade him away.
Yes, don't trade him away. Properly build around that and win with him. That's the next step for the Kings. We're not ignoring that, but we don't have to make everything a negative about this organization. And I'm not just trying to step in front of them. You know how frustrated I am about how yesterday went down, Kayla.
Correct.
But that's something to acknowledge, and Dylan Cardwell is the latest of that success.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to note too, because I think that is part of it, right? You've got to find those gems sometimes. That's part of building an organization. You have to, like you said, start hitting now when you have the opportunities to have like a top 4 pick. You have to hit on those.
Yeah.
And then eventually, when you start doing that and you maybe have these young, talented players from this year's class start to become part of the mold, then maybe if you do need to bring in a guy and you're starting that winning culture, then maybe you can attract some of these guys down the line. But I do understand right now it is hard for people to want to come to Sacramento, unless they have to.
Yeah,
I mean it's just what it is right now. But eventually, I feel like you could build something here where people would want to play.
That's the first step, right? Just get something in there that's exciting. And there were players that were interested in joining the Sacramento Kings when they were being Team 1, right?
Yep.
Like Pascal Siakam was this close. And for those who don't understand, the reason why the Pascal Siakam trade broke down was because the Kings weren't willing to pay Pascal Siakam what he was looking for. They decided not to do that because they felt that he was going to be they felt he would be option number 3 in Sacramento behind De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis at the time. And I believe they had not paid Sabonis yet, so they knew that payday was coming up. Of course, we then saw Pascal Siakam go to Indiana and be number 2 behind Tyrese Haliburton at sometimes number 1 on that team to get them into the NBA Finals. So the Kings mismanaged or kind of understood what Pascal Siakam would have been. And had they done that and said, fine, we'll pay you, we'll just get you in the building, who knows how much better and how different everything would have been. We don't need to torture ourselves over that. The point is, it's not always nobody wants to play for Sacramento. We've heard so many stories about players that maybe, like the Chris Webber is the famous version of, I don't want to go to Sacramento, comes to Sacramento, has success here, falls in love, can't wait, builds a restaurant here.
Sometimes you just got to get there.
Yeah, right. Like Brad Miller hasn't left. He's just here. Like so many of these guys are still here coming back. Like Sacramento does have a reputation around the league, I'd imagine, from an organizational standpoint, hey, that's an organization I can take advantage of, which is going to have to be something that Scott Perry deals with. And I think we saw that in some of these negotiations. The Wizards went, we can take advantage of the Kings. They'll take Chris Middleton in a bad pick. There's rumors out there of what that Toronto Raptors was. But Toronto probably wasn't feeling like they ever had to back up the truck of assets in order to get Sabonis, because maybe, just maybe, it's the Sacramento Kings, they'll give in, right? Because they're desperate enough.
And they didn't.
And Scott Perry didn't. So only time will tell if that's the right decision. I know I'm frustrated because I wanted more.
Sure.
I'm impatient.
But when you saw the reported, and again, it's not maybe 100% official,
sure,
but the reported trade, I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah, there's kind of a mix of accuracy with that, because there was a aggregate account that reported that the offer for Domantas Sabonis was R.J. Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, and like a couple second-round picks, which to me, if that ever was, like, that's a laughable offer from the Raptors. And even, like, I don't think they would ever offer that low. From what I understood is also what Clutch Points reported, which was it was R.J. Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Ochai Agbaji, and a first. And depending upon how good that first was, that's where I was willing to consider, hey, maybe you make that move. That's more likely probably what it was. Mm-hmm. But even so, only a first to take on Jakob Poeltl's contract was clearly a sticking point for Scott Perry. So whether we agree with it or not, that's the route he went, and we're going to see if he gives us any sort of explanations with that. Coming up at 11 o'clock during his press conference, we'll hear from him in about half an hour, a little over half an hour. I don't know how many answers we're going to get directly, Kayla, but all we can do, as frustrating as it is, all we can do is go to the Golden One Center tonight or turn on our TVs and watch tonight and watch things play out, or don't watch if you don't want to, and watch for Neek and Dylan and Max and DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah.
And what will I see anything tonight that gives me hope for the future? That's really the only answer I have to why should I watch the Kings going forward. It's maybe we'll see something that says, there, that's it. How do we get that more starting next year?
Yeah, that's all. I think that's what you have to focus on right now, because I get, why do I want to go to a game? Why do I want to spend my hard-earned money? Because we all know, it's hard out there, nowadays.
Yeah.
You don't want to just be throwing money at a team that you're not entertained to watch. I understand that completely. And if you are, though, a diehard fan, like so many of you are, it is maybe something like if you pick and choose when you go watch games, like go there and have an idea of who you want to, watch or zero in on, and just maybe some of these young guys like I mentioned, or you mentioned DeAndre Hunter. I know there's not a ton of excitement right now, but what's really rewarding, and I think we can say this in our careers, Matt, is sometimes you don't even know who the star is going to be in the future or how a career is going to go. And sometimes it's so fun to go back and say, well, I watched this dreadful time when the Kings were garbage, and 3 years down the road, this guy's balling out for you, or the Kings are having so much success. But it makes you feel rewarded in a way when you see things at their worst.
Oh, for sure.
At least in my career, I think some of my best memories have been some of those things.
Oh, during Beam Team 1 year, the amount of Kings fans I've been here from the beginning. We earned this with what we went through. That there was that feeling of finally. It didn't last very long, but there was that feeling of finally. But also, look, I resonate completely with the fans that go, hey, Matt, two things can be true. One, they didn't have to trade all their players at the trade deadline. They didn't have, time's on their side in this case. The rebuild is going to take time. We know this. But part two, the other side of that is you kick the can down the road to the summertime. The same 4 veteran contracts that were here before are still here, and they limit what you can do to actually start rebuilding. And you've now added a 5th one in DeAndre Hunter. Yeah. So I don't understand, or I don't blame any Sacramento Kings fan that's very frustrated right now and going I feel like we've just had our time wasted. This season we've gone nowhere.
Can't blame them for that.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with you. Well, we will talk plenty more Kings basketball on today's show, but when we come back, the NFL awards were handed out last night. We'll run through the list, any surprises, any controversial decisions. Kayla and I will run through those, plus our Hall of Fame class has been announced in the NFL. And then we have Q&K coming up after that, too, to round out the first hour. Scott Perry speaks to the media at 11 o'clock after his quiet trade deadline. That's all coming up on today's show. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their Midweek Madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
High voltage live boxing action returns to the venue on March 7th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown 4, a stacked lineup featuring polished pros for a night of exhilarating boxing action you won't want to miss. Scheduled fighters include Sacramento locals Edgar Perez, Christopher Estep, and Sergio Gonzalez, as well as Bay Area fighters Dante Kirkman, Braulio Ceja Navarro, and Kyle Lakalale. Thunder Showdown 4, coming March 7th to the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Fight cards subject to change.
Valentine's Day is coming, and here at Madison Avenue Florist, we have all the favorites. Over 60 variety of roses alone. We've been on the corner of College Oak and Madison for 40 years. Voted Best of Sacramento. Come on in, we'll show you why. Order now and mention this ad and get 10% off any order over $80. Order early for the best selection and delivery options. Madison Avenue Florist, for when the moments matter. MadisonAvenueFlorist.net.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
It's 1140.
Get out, Carmichael Dave. It's not your show anymore. Dave reminding me that he can golf when I can't.
I know.
What a
That's
jerk.
the beauty of that morning 4-hour show is
Just wake up, talk sports for 4 hours with a cup of coffee, and then I'm just going to go play around while everybody else has to work.
Or if you're Kayla, go do more work.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the life I used to do.
Yeah, that was the morning show life for one Kayla Anderson. Well, before we get to the NFL awards that were handed out last night, we have a couple callers on hold who want to talk a little bit of Kings before we move on, starting with Will. Good morning, Will. Afternoon, whatever it is. Good morning, Will.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing? First time on your show, but a long time 1140 caller. So.
I recognize that voice anywhere, Will. How are you?
Yeah, you I know. I've talked to you before. Kayla, Harold, welcome aboard. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I just want to give a little longer perspective and also kind of a comparison to some other franchises. We've watched teams like Atlanta go through a rebuild where they came up. They were like conference finals, and they fell off, and they retooled, rebuilt. Now they're coming back up again. And I think we need to recognize that the first iteration of the Bean team, as exciting as it was and as thrilling as it was for everybody after so many years down, it was never going to be a championship caliber team the way it was constructed.
Sure.
And it needed to be things done. Things weren't done that probably should have been done at the time. There was misses on some moves. But at this point now, there was a lot of doom and gloom and nothing's happening. And, Scott Perry's just sitting on his hands. But here's the thing. Giving away assets, a lot of assets just to move contracts that are going to expire after next year anyway, is kind of pointless. All that does is lose the assets that we've worked real hard to build up. And we're looking at the potential of a top 3 pick next year in a draft that has 3 potential franchise stars. And maybe others that are in there that people are ignoring because of those 3. We're looking at having $100 million in expiring contracts that can either be moved or just let expire, going into a season where we'll have most likely another high draft pick and be able to go out and be that team that absorbs picks and talent and whatever else with that $100 million that's available.
Really good perspective by Will there. Thanks, Will, for the call. One thing that he points out that is really the fact is the only horribly wrong thing that Scott Perry could do was move on from draft assets, and he did not do that. I know, he gave up a second-round pick. So did everybody in the league. Everybody in the league traded second-round picks. He didn't trade any of his firsts.
Which people would not have been happy with, by the way.
No, and he stayed very firm on I'm not attaching a first-round pick to move any of these contracts. So that's a real good on Scott Perry in that sense. I just can resonate with the frustration of fans that are going, even if Will's right, in 2 years from now, all this money falls off the books, and great. Sitting through 2 seasons that were like this one, boy, I hope we get a Darren Peterson or AJ DeBonsa that can captivate us for 82 games, because this season has been awful.
Yeah, gotta give you something to watch. That's for sure.
And maybe a rookie and hopefully a healthy Keegan will be enough, but as long as these veterans are still, the vast majority of these veterans are still here, and you have Doug Christie that's sitting there in the final real guaranteed year of his contract going, I have the same problem I did a year ago, and now I have to incorporate even more young guys and deal with Zach and deal with DeMar, and how do I work them in, and Sabonis, and blah, blah, blah. Like, that just does not sound appealing to me. But really, really good perspective there from Will that I appreciate. AC's on the line, wants to talk a little Kings, I think. Right, AC? What's up?
That's right. How are you guys today?
We're good, AC.
Besides taking the heat for the Seahawks sweater.
I can take the heat all day, baby.
There it is.
All day.
There it is.
Come face to face and say it to me. I dare you.
No. I'm with you. My wife.
I know you are.
My wife has Seahawks gear. So
you're used
anyway,
to it.
I want to thank you for being brave enough to wear that, and I'm not a Niners fan, so I'm good with it.
Hey, there you go.
But I want to complain about the trade deadline, and using the word dead is a good word because obviously we did nothing. And just to confirm, I talked to my little Alexis today, and she said, no, the Sacramento Kings have not made any trades this year. And it's like kind of sad that even Alexa confirms this, and hopefully we're going to do something different. But I'm a longtime Kings fan, so I'm holding out hope as usual.
AC, let me ask you really quick before we let you go, because it's the patience of our last caller, Will, that he just laid out versus it's easy to forecast 2 years into the future. I got to get there and I got to sit through it. Are you continuing to watch beginning tonight against the Clippers, and what is it you're watching for? And if I were to tell you, hey, the top 2 or top 3 pick would be on the table next year to carry us through what's likely going to be another bad season, but these veterans are still here. Is that good enough for you, or do you feel like you need more of a shakeup?
Let me just put it this way. You could probably have a contest to see who's the longest caller into this show, and I would probably win that contest. I called in when there was a guy from Duke, this little guy named Bobby Hurley, and I complained that he wasn't going to be anything in the NBA, and unfortunately I was right.
Oh, wow.
So to answer your question, sadly, my wife is having a great year because I've watched very little Kings basketball.
Oh. All right, AC. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, my friend. Keep fighting the good fight. All right, I don't know where this is going to go, but we'll get it in quick before we go to the NBA, or rather NFL honors. Raider Ted, are you sticking to the name, or are we doing something different?
A little bit of both. I'll make it fast.
Love it.
But that comment he just made about Bobby Hurley is funny because I remember the night the horrible accident happened, because Bobby Hurley actually would have been a good player for those that are old enough to remember him coming out of Duke. He got hit leaving a game and had to be pulled from his car, and he was never the same after. And it's really kind of a sad story. But he was a hell of a player and a playmaker, and he would have been a different player had that not happened. Probably one of our better picks, unfortunately, over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
But didn't work out. But one thing I did want to say is our new player that came from Cleveland,
DeAndre Hunter.
Yes, his first game here, and I just couldn't help but laugh because I felt so sorry for him when he got called for a foul that was just a mystery foul, like no way it was a foul. And he just did that, what the F, on his face.
I loved it.
And he mouthed it, and it was just like, welcome to Sacramento, buddy.
Yep.
I loved it. I was like, yep, he's already frustrated.
Shout out Raider Ted. Appreciate you you making the call there, and we'll bond together over the Raiders picking Fernando Mendoza here in the coming months. But before that, we had the NFL awards that were handed out last night. Believe it or not, no Raiders won any awards.
No,
shocking.
not
You
this
might be
year.
shocked by that. Maybe best tank they would have won.
Mm.
But as
and their prize is Fernando Mendoza.
yeah, right.
Yep, there you go.
As we expected, MVP Matthew Stafford.
But it was super close.
It was, and I'm glad it was because
Yeah.
it was not. There was no in a season like this. You can't have a landslide victory.
Yeah.
I think the guy who's supposed to win won, but it should not have been like Matthew Stafford and everybody else because it wasn't.
Right.
And I'm glad he got the recognition he deserved.
I want to really quickly just give the numbers on that. So Matthew Stafford edged Drake May it was the AP NFL Most Valuable Player Award. It was the closest race since Peyton Manning and Steve McNair. They were actually co-winners back in 2003. Received 24 of the 51st place votes was Stafford. May got 23. So it's crazy how close it was for at least the MVP for the
But wait,
AP.
that only is 47. What happened to the other 3 votes?
Yeah, I didn't say on this. So.
It was 2 for Josh Allen and
is that where
1
it went?
for Justin Herbert.
Oh, Herbert got one.
Yes.
Really?
And the guy who voted for Justin Herbert put his name on it, Sam Monson, who works for Pro Football
Sam
Focus.
Munson? He used to come on my show all the time.
Well,
Yeah,
ask
over
him
in
what the hell's
Nashville.
wrong with him.
He put his name on
Yeah.
it, saying like Herbert offensive line, nerd stats, all the stuff like that.
Really?
And Patriots fans are mad at him because he cost Drake May an MVP.
Smokes,
He would have
man.
given it to Matt Stafford had he actually had his brain worked properly.
That's
But
interesting.
we did get a cool Niners story, and I
know.
like this award because it's a narrative award. The comeback player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. It's crazy to talk about Christian McCaffrey having any kind of comeback because he's so freaking good, but it's when he plays, and of course he's been so injury riddled. And the fact that in his injury riddled season that the Niners had, that Christian McCaffrey was the most consistent piece that they had the entire year, and he put up the numbers that he put up. I'm glad to see him get that recognition because he deserves some sort of recognition for that.
Yeah, no, that was great. I think, too, he does a lot of service work in terms of salute to service, helping veterans, so he got an award for that, too, which is awesome. Like, he gives back just as much as he puts on the field. So, and then you can go through the rest of the list, and I'll add something at the end with the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Well, really quickly, how happy were you to see Mike Vrabel get that Coach of the Year
It's
recognition?
so deserved. And look, I honestly could see Shanahan deserving of it. I think Shanahan did an incredible job with the roster he had this year, but Mike Vrabel, I think the story with him is he took a year off after getting fired from the Titans. Nobody saw this coming in year one. I did not even see it coming, and I know Mike and how he puts together teams didn't see this coming at all. So I think he's very deserving of Coach of the Year.
Offensive Player of the Year, no surprise, Jackson Smith and Jigba. There was no way. Like, that should have been, I didn't see the votes on that. That should have been a landslide just because of the amazing year that he had. Not really a surprise on Defensive Player of the Year either. Myles Garrett,
King,
the pride of the Cleveland Browns. The only thing they got, really.
Second unanimous ever.
Oh, unanimous.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic.
That's incredible.
It was him and 2014 J.J. Watt.
Good for Myles Garrett. He deserves it. And then the Walter Payton Man of the Year, Bobby Wagner.
I want to just encourage people, and I'm not being like weird about this because he was a Seahawk at one point. He's with the Washington Commanders now, right? But Bobby is a standout figure of like what somebody should model themselves after in the NFL. And his speech, if you have a chance to go check it out on a social media platform, please do. Like, in a time right now where we all are fighting against each other, like listening to him and what he said, it's just something we needed. And so congrats to Bobby Wagner. I thought, well deserving of that.
We also had the Hall of Fame class announced. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald in his first ballot Hall of Famers, Luke Kuechly and Adam Vinatieri also inducted. And then 49er legend Roger Craig gets in, which was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Love to see that. No Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. Sorry, that wasn't professional. But Kayla is a professional, and she's back with Q and K when we get back here on Matt and Kayla, Sports 1140.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Two iconic comedians, one night of laughs. David Spade, Dana Carvey.
In 1998, they invented the cordless mic. Now let me just, listen, Paramount Theater, let's not jump on trends.
Even in the best marriage, at one point, you look over and go, not my best choice.
Friday, February 27th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now at visitthundervalleyresort.com. David Spade and Dana Carvey together.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mommy, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Assuming he's on time, 15 minutes from now, Sacramento Kings general manager Scott Perry will address the media after his, we can't call it inactive trade deadline because he did trade Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder to Cleveland, and both those guys will be back in town on Saturday for some potential revenge games. Got DeAndre Hunter in that deal, so he'll have a move to talk about.
Yes.
He just didn't do anything on trade deadline day.
Right.
Which I know frustrated some people. We'll see what questions he's asked. We'll see his response to those questions. We'll react to everything. Coming up again in around 15 minutes, you will hear his press conference live here on Sactown Sports, your home of the Kings. But right now, it is time for Q&K with Kayla Anderson.
All right, that's a cue right there. My actual question involves some of you guys who get frustrated about your football teams. Like, I know you're frustrated about your basketball team.
Perpetually.
But if you do have an NFL team, let's say, and you're frustrated with them right now, or maybe you have a team like mine who would actually maybe trade my quarterback for another quarterback, I want you to, if you had a choice to pick 4 people from these categories, and you could kind of give your team new life, who would the people fit in the category? So I'm going to give you a head coach. I'm going to give you a quarterback.
Oof.
I'm going to give you a wide receiver, an offensive player and a defensive player. So you get to hand pick those 4 categories to kind of reboot your NFL team.
Andy Reid, Patrick
those?
Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones.
Okay, I want you to be, first of all, Travis Kelce is done. Like, the man is over the hill. So you need to get more creative, Kyle.
That's Taylor Swift's fiance, right?
Yes.
Oh, got it.
Correct. I want you to get more creative, Kyle.
Head coach, quarterback, offensive player, defensive player? Is that what you said?
And yeah, you're right. 4.
Okay, well, I'm talking, of course, from my Raiders. Yep. We're doing football, right?
We're doing football.
Okay.
And then I will be the general manager of the NFL's latest expansion team. We'll just for funds call them the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's go one at a time here. You can do head coach first, Kyle, and then I'll do my head coach.
Okay, if I could pick any head coach in the entire NFL to start my team, I am picking Sean McVay.
Sean McVay, okay.
Sean McVay is my pick. The most brilliant offensive mind in the NFL, outside of Andy Reid. But again, we're starting a franchise. I'll take Sean McVay over Andy Reid just for age reasons. I've seen Sean McVay win with Todd Gurley looking like the best running back I've ever seen. I've seen him win with Cooper Kupp winning almost the MVP and going for 2,000 yards. I've seen him win with the run. I've seen him win with the pass. I've seen him reinvent himself multiple times. That's the coach I want. By the way, he just turned 40. So, yeah, Sean McVay,
He's
I think,
a man?
is the best coach.
All right.
I will, Sean McVay is who I would have taken, but we're doing a draft in this case just to make it a little more fun. I'll take Kyle Shanahan. Yeah. I know Kyle Shanahan can handle anything that's thrown at him, and I also like him with my quarterback that I'm choosing, and I'll choose first on the quarterback too, because I know we could go, take any quarterback you want. F it. I'm going Fernando Mendoza.
Wait.
Give me Fernando Mendoza.
You have that much faith in a guy that's never stepped out on an NFL field.
I have no choice but to hope, Kayla, he's going to be my guy.
I'm giving you anything.
I don't care.
He's just so Raiders pilled.
Give me Fernando. Our hopes and dreams fall and ride with Fernando Mendoza.
Okay.
So I'll take Fernando, but I would love to see him work with Kyle Shanahan.
That is spoken like a true loser.
Okay, so what's up on
Kyle?
the list, guys? Offensive player?
Well, I still got to pick my quarterback, which, I'm going to pick the best quarterback that I've ever seen in my entire life, and that's 15. Give me Pat.
Of course.
Of course. I mean, he's the best quarterback to ever pick up a football.
You think he still is, by the way?
No, this is good. I'm glad Kyle's acting this way because this is why people hate the Chiefs and their fans, because they're smug, arrogant jerks about it. Oh, I have had the best quarterback of all time. Spoken like a true loser because you have to go with the number 1 overall pick because your franchise is in the dirt. Congratulations, Chiefs boy. Enjoy sitting on the couch with the rest of us. Anyway, pick your offensive player.
All right.
Oh, offensive player.
Yeah, offensive player.
Who's it going to be from the Chiefs?
Well, I'm also going to take the best wide receiver. Again, I'm a little baby child, but I think the best wide receiver I've ever seen in my life, which is Justin Jefferson.
Okay, I like
Good
that.
pick.
I think that is completely fair. By the way, I think he's on the move at some point.
I also didn't know this until I saw it, like he was doing the radio road tour. Over the last 6 years since he came in the league, he has 1,000 more yards than the next closest receiver.
And that's playing with, who did he play with this year again? Who was Minnesota's quarterback? They had 3.
I believe it was Brosmer, who I just called Minnesota Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Jefferson's good.
By the way, my rant about Kyle was spoken out of pure jealousy, by the way, because he's had a good team.
Of course.
Because you're a
We're
loser.
all jealous. Even I'm jealous.
Sure. I am a
All
loser, I
right,
guess.
Matt.
Oh my God, I'm such a loser. How did I get a woman to marry me? That's true. Fernando Mendoza needs someone to throw to, and I'm going Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Duh.
Give me Jackson.
JSN Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, give me Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then for defensive player, Max Crosby, don't leave. No, it's not Max. I'll go Myles Garrett. Why not?
Okay, you think he has another year of double-digit sacks in him, huh?
No, I don't. I don't know.
I mean, you got to think age-wise too on this. I'm not saying he's that man a beast.
Yeah,
he is a beast.
I mean,
try to double team, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go. I'll just go because I know he's the best right now, and the Raiders need the best at something. Because I already went super young with my quarterback, so I'll go Myles Garrett because I think he's still got something in the tank at the very least.
Yeah, see, my initial instinct was to say T.J. Watt, but again, age and injuries.
Yeah, TJ's
that's a
had
tough
a little
one.
rough road with injuries.
I guess I'll just go with last year's Defensive Player of the Year, so I'll go Pat Surtain.
Okay, that's not bad. All right, so let's read off your team.
So my Raiders team, I'm gonna laugh at.
Jumpstart your
Kyle
team.
Shanahan is the head coach. Fernando Mendoza still my quarterback because believe. We gotta believe. I put my all of our eggs are in the Fernando Mendoza basket. My offensive player Jackson Smith and Jigba. Defensive player Myles Garrett.
Okay, so that's one. I'm interested in which one the YouTube chat likes more. If you're in your car, give us a call, Kyle.
And Kyle's expansion team.
Yes, my San Diego Chargers are going to be Sean McVay, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, and Pat Surtain.
Okay.
Good teams.
That's pretty good.
Good cores.
Yeah, I like it.
Good cores. The Raiders will still win 4 games because that's what they do.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, Myles Garrett won 4 games this year.
I know. And that's about as much as we can hope for usually in the
By the way, did you see what happened with Jim Schwartz? Which you want to talk about that?
Holy smokes,
yeah, he stepped
man.
down. He said, I'm out of here. Good for him.
He resigned.
Good for him.
And so probably now what's going to happen is he has to sit out a
year.
whole season.
Good. Sit down, relax,
Make
and
a
then have
statement,
your pick
Jim.
of the litter because defensive coordinator jobs are going to be open.
Right.
Or maybe even head coach jobs, but more likely defensive coordinator jobs around the league are going to be open, and he's got such a great reputation around the freaking league.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get a job. Like, take a year off, enjoy the family time, get out of that toxic situation that is the Cleveland Browns. And yes, I'm speaking from the Raider fan perspective. I know it
it's
too.
pretty toxic up there.
But just get out of it, rest for a year. You've been disrespected by that organization long enough, right? They dragged you along, dangled this golden carrot in front of you and never fully gave it to you, decided to go in the routes that they went. Fine. F you guys, I'm out of here.
No.
Like, I respect it.
I get it, man. And he's such a good defensive coordinator. A lot of players have spoke about him at the Super Bowl this week. So I think good for him for taking a stand as a coach when, again, he's an older coach. So he's also knowing that's probably doesn't have much left in terms of years of coaching. So good for him to do that. Also wanted to bring up, guys, this is kind of out of the blue, but I think it deserves something on the air. So Lindsey Vonn pretty much destroyed her ACL.
Yes, this is so cool.
And I get on X this morning, and I see that she has already done like a trial run. Like she's in Italy.
Yeah.
She's going to compete.
Yeah.
And the video is out there.
She's hauling.
And she is hauling. Like she's going down, doing her trial run and on like crazy busted ACL.
Yeah.
And there was another video of her doing like squats, like prepare, as she's doing her workouts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if we want to talk about all these NFL players and all, this woman is like incredible. And she's 40-something years old.
No, Olympians are superheroes. They're
It's
real
incredible.
superheroes. Just because their sports aren't necessarily mainstream, like that's how I am. I'm always odd. Look, I'm not lining up to tune in to watch track and field, right? I'm not. I don't understand it very much. There's a lot of things going on. I went to one track meet in my life and my brain broke. I was like, there's a billion things going on. What do I do?
It's like because you're like ADD, like you
I
can't
panicked.
watch.
I was
one
like, where's the
thing.
ball?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's got the ball?
Uh-huh.
But watching like track stars do in their element, the fastest human beings in the world in their country competing. Swim.
Yeah.
Like swimming is, I swim, play Marco Polo and jump in a pool. Like that's swimming to me. But to watch, like when Michael Phelps was racing, Katie Ledecky, like amazing. So to see athletes downhill skiing 1 billion miles per hour on torn AC, like it's unbelievable.
It's really weird.
What these can do. And I actually, funny enough, I saw that video this morning too. And I actually got hyped for the Winter Olympics.
I did too. They start today.
Like I'm excited about
We already
them.
had opening ceremonies, I think.
I'm excited about it. I'm ready to tune in. I'm ready to watch some Winter Olympics. But yeah, the Olympians are superheroes. No, it's and how hard they work to get there is unbelievable. We got to take the break because Scott Perry is joining all of Sacramento next. He will be speaking with the media for the first time since the trade deadline. We'll hear what the Kings GM has to say coming up next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight.
but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 prescriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento Kings general manager Scott Perry set to speak with the media here in the next few minutes following his trade deadline. Again, quick recap. Over the weekend, he traded Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder to the Cleveland Cavaliers for DeAndre Hunter. And after lots of phone calls, lots of conversations, including potentially Sabonis to Toronto, Sabonis to Washington, floating out there his veterans like Malik Monk and DeMar DeRozan and probably a little bit of Zach LaVine, although the only thing we heard about Zach LaVine was maybe some desperation from the Milwaukee Bucks, but that was like a month ago. Mm-hmm. That has quieted down significantly since then. So it was a quiet trade deadline day. Yeah. And I understand Kings fans are frustrated. I feel a lot of that frustration, too, with kicking the can down to the summertime and a lot that needs to happen this summer for Perry. But I do believe, and we've not just tried to sell you a used car here on the Matt and Kayla Show, I do believe that DeAndre Hunter is very much a player that Scott Perry has wanted, has targeted for a while, a player that he does believe can be a part of this rebuild and can ultimately play the basketball that the Sacramento Kings are trying to play, which if you were to tell me that, hey, next season, Matt, the Kings will win 23 games, but they will play a brand of basketball. They'll play hard. They'll play a brand of basketball that fans can get behind. They'll play with energy. They'll lose because they're young, or they'll lose because they're figuring things out, but they're at least going to be a little more coherent or a lot more coherent than they are as a roster right now. I think I would be or cohesive is the word I'm saying. That's what I would shoot for. I think fans would be very excited about that. But here comes Scott Perry right now. He is stepping to the podium. Let's hear what the Kings general manager has to say.
How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Welcome. And thank you all for coming out. Want to spend the first few minutes here just to kind of give you a recap thought process coming out of the trade deadline. I want to send a special thank you to a few people. First of all, to my front office. I've been in the league 25 years now, and there is a lot of work and preparation that goes into getting ready for that time of year being trade deadline. So it's a lot of hours, it's a lot of phone calls, and my group was exceptional. I felt very well prepared, very well informed, so I want to publicly say thank you to all of them first and foremost. Also want to say a thanks to Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis, and Dario Saric for the professionalism and the buy-in and the hard work that they put in during their time here with the Sacramento Kings. It is much appreciated, and I wish them all the very best in furthering their careers where they landed after this trade. As you know, the trade deadline is just the first opportunity, really, to make an adjustment with the roster. And as I said to all of you here in the media and the Sacramento King community at large and fan base, is that we're going to take our time and we're going to use this year to evaluate this roster. And that's what we did. In the first 50 games of this year, we've had an opportunity to make that evaluation. And so we decided to make a little tweak with the roster after watching that. You know, I felt like we were smallish. We had a lot of guards. We were very, heavy at the guards. We didn't have a point guard coming into the season, as I made, as you all know. There was no point guard here. And so that was the reason behind going after a Dennis Schroeder. And so for a variety of reasons, as things unfolded, things didn't work as well as we would have liked them to work, just quite frankly. And it's not reflective just on Dennis Schroeder, it's on the collective. We endured, and it's not an excuse, but it's a fact, a lot of injuries. I think we're the only team in the league this year that never started the projected starting five going into the season. For example, Keegan Murray's missed 33 games this year out of the 50. Domantas Sabonis has missed 33 games, and then Dennis missed 7 himself. So that makes it very difficult to create any kind of continuity amongst your basketball team, because it takes time to create the necessary cohesion that can be very helpful when it comes to winning basketball games. So that was, observe that. And so you've heard me also talk about needing to get bigger size, more length, versatility, athleticism, reasoning behind trading for a guy like DeAndre Hunter. And contrary to some public sentiment, DeAndre is a very proven two-way player in this league, and he's not an old player. He's just 28 years old. He allows us to defend at a high level, I believe. He's exhibited that throughout his career. He's been a very good shooter from the perimeter. I know his numbers were a little down this current season coming out of Cleveland, but there's enough historical data and historical evaluation that leads me to believe that he can be helpful to us. And I think another thing that's not talked about much, he's on a very short contract too. He becomes an expiring contract next year. So when making this move, still gives us flexibility. One of the things that you evaluate when you come into a new job is kind of where the roster is at. And so we knew years 1 and 2 was going to be difficult in terms of having much financial flexibility. 27, 28, as currently constructed, that's going to be the first opportunity we will have a little window to start having a little more flexibility and making some more moves to continue to improve the roster. I've talked about one of the other byproducts of the deal, which was important to us as well too. We were able, in sending out 3 players, it opened up a roster spot for us to elevate and sign to a full-time NBA contract a guy like Dylan Cardwell, who has more than earned it and who's quickly becoming a fan favorite here. And he does things that are very important for any successful basketball team. He is an energetic defender. He's able to protect the rim. He's a switchable center, a big man. He can guard guys away from the basket as well. He is an excellent rebounder, one of the top rebounders for the minutes he's played as a rookie already. And we just continue to see a very great trajectory for him. So it was important that we be able to convert him so he can finish the remainder of this season with us and not be capped at 50 games as a two-way player. So we're excited about that. Again, we're at the extreme early stages of laying the foundation here. And you've heard the phrase from me, prudent and patient. That's how it has to be if you want to create a foundation of sustainable winning, like what we want to do. So we're not going to do anything out of panic. There's a lot of outside noise that comes throughout the year, and especially during trade deadline. But I've been around long enough. I'm an experienced enough person in this position that I'm not going to allow that to sway any of our decision makings, do anything out of panic, and make any what I would call bad decisions. So, so we're happy about that. We're happy, about where we are coming out of the deadline. Looking forward to watching, DeAndre throughout the remainder of this year, how he fits in with the group. We're looking forward to seeing how young players continue to grow from this point on, and so that hopefully we can gain some momentum coming out of this season as we prepare for next season. So we're just getting started, and then I think you'll see, the draft is coming up, another opportunity. Free agency is coming up, another opportunity to tweak and improve the roster. But we're still going to do it with the same mindset of being very smart, prudent, and not being impatient. So it takes, like the old saying, Rome was not built in a day. And so I have the patience necessary to do that needs to be done to ultimately get this franchise where all of you would like to see it. And I know the Sacramento fan base at large has been starving for that. And we're going to get there. And so I'm more confident than ever that we will. The job is never done. And with all that being said, I will open it up for questions.
Scott, thank you for taking this opportunity to speak with us, and doing it immediately. A few weeks ago, you had spoke to on a radio show to Kevin Gleason and Kayla Anderson about trades, and I think one of the things that struck me was you're not going to make a move just to make a move, but what was coming back, does it math? Were those some of the the things that you were running into, things, and maybe some things didn't pan out, maybe things did work out, but maybe it didn't work out with the other team?
Great question, and gives me an opportunity to give all of you a kind of insight into the thing. I think anytime you go into talking about trading a particular player, you try to set a threshold, what you want. Now, obviously, you got to find a trade partner out here or partners to make it happen. And so whether that threshold is a certain amount of draft capital, if you can get it, if you can't get that, okay, then in our case here, can you pivot to get a player that you want that makes sense, that won't impede your long-term vision, especially where we're at in the building stages. So, every trade, and that's where, again, I want to thank my front office again. We do a lot of work in planning. Every deal that we talk about, then we immediately look at, okay, what's the ramifications to the cap, short term, long term, because that's important in team building. So I enjoy that part of the job, and so hopefully that answers your question. Is anything else further?
With the other teams, speaking, dealing with them, was that kind of the same feeling that you was getting from them? Same way you feel about it?
Oh, yeah, no, look, every operation is a little different. Again, I've been around long enough. There's some teams and executives that I've worked closer with over the years than others. So the ones that I know well, it's easy to at least have conversations, direct conversations, where either you can quickly establish is there something there that can potentially happen or something not there. Now, there's other conversations that you may have. There's a lot of, and there's internal noise too. When I mean internal noise, that's within the NBA. Sometimes you get people that are just kind of probing just to kind of find out what's going on and what's out there, and they may not be as at the point of, as serious of consummating the deals maybe you are. And so you run into that a little bit. But again, my experience in being around, knowing the majority of these guys in the front offices, you kind of know each organization has its own identity, if you will, or own style in terms of how they like to negotiate in this type of, during the trade deadline, in this type of environment.
Scott, wondering, you've been through this quite a few times outside of Sacramento, but you had a little taste of this a few years ago. How different was it to go through it and kind of see the reaction of Sacramento fans who are so incredibly passionate, who are just praying that something will turn around here, and kind of seeing that play out in real time?
You get so caught up into what I'm doing day to day on the phones, I probably didn't get a chance to listen to as much of the noise. I mean, you're very aware of all of the fan reactions and things. I mean, I may get a snippet here or there. It's important for me just to keep my head down and do what I feel is best for the organization. But that's why it's important for me to come out here today and kind of share my thought process, so hopefully that the fan base understands and has confidence in what we're thinking and doing, because I know we do. And I've been a part of organizations that have been successful when you attack it that way. But it's exciting, though, to know that you have a fan base that's very invested and emotional in it. And so that's an exciting thing. And so I enjoy that part about it. I embrace it. But, I would always, push pause for whether it's fan base or, all of us internally within the Kings organization. We're never going to make moves just for the sake of making moves and be in a 24-hour news cycle. Oh, we made 4 trades. Well, if that doesn't make sense to the overall vision and the direction we want to go, we just were part of a news cycle for 24 hours, and then we have less direction coming out of that. We still have clear direction of which way we want to go.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
Couple of questions for you. So the first one is, obviously, the Keon Ellis saga in Sacramento is over. Can you maybe shed a little bit of light on why he wasn't able to extend here, or why a deal was never able to get done with him? Obviously, moved in the Dennis deal, but maybe just shed a little bit of light on that. Obviously, he was a fan favorite.
Yeah, no. First of all, I enjoyed every minute working with Keon Ellis. True class young man first, and very solid basketball player. As I alluded to earlier, we had a lot of guards on the team this year, and one thing that played out, obviously, there was inconsistent minutes for him, and so he never, I felt this year, and I'm sure he would concur, was able to get a strong foothold in a role here. And so you make a decision that way. So, a lot of times, and I've said here a lot of times, you're going to lose solid players in the process when making deals. And so, again, we needed to get bigger. We needed to get, some more size and length here. That's what DeAndre brings. Keon is going to, have a good market, I'm sure, this offseason. And so you weigh, what that number may be. And if we come back with pretty much the same roster, is he playing? What's his playing look like for us here? And so that's what I knew we needed. And we made the pivot to say, okay, let's get a little bigger, a little longer, more athletic. And it's still on a short-term deal in bringing DeAndre here. So we'll see how DeAndre fares and how he fits in here, and we'll make that evaluation the next season. It's because that move, again, whoever we draft, hopefully we're in position to get a high draft pick. And so it was important for me to have a roster that's going to be a little more balanced. Okay, what does DeAndre look like alongside a guy like Keegan Murray who hasn't played? Because if you look at a lot of the teams now, especially your better teams, they're longer, they're more athletic, they got more two-way players on the court. We still need to add more. We just at 2. Keegan Murray was the only one we had until we made this trade.
And then just looking at the league kind of as a whole and building the sustainable winner that you guys have talked about, it seems that is best done through the draft, especially recently. How important is draft capital in your grand scheme here in Sacramento, and is that kind of a primary focus in the next year or two?
Draft capital is extremely important. Obviously, this is a big draft coming up for us. Obviously, the season hasn't gone the way we wanted to in terms of wins and losses, but maybe the silver lining becomes we get a high enough pick where you can get a difference maker when the draft comes. But it's very important. So that's why, in terms of being patient and prudent, those first round picks are huge pieces in terms of being able to build out. So one of the things that we have to be disciplined and resistant to, look, we have some higher salaries on our roster. Well, most teams are going to ask you for a first round pick or two to take on money. Well, if you do that, then how do you build? If you give away that draft capital. So we have to remain disciplined in that manner to make sure that we're able to draft. And if we can add some more picks, that would be great too. But we're not. We haven't been able to do that yet. Hopefully, we can do that along the way too as we continue to build.
Hey, Scott, back here.
Yeah.
Got two for you. How are you? First off, when you signed Dennis at the beginning of the season, you were up there and said basically that he's a guy that we want to model after. He's the type of person we want to bring into Sacramento. And now, a couple months later, here we are.
Yep.
What changed?
Yeah. No, first of all, and he is he's competitive, he's tough, he was all those things. I think, like you said, as the season unfolded, and you just see the fit didn't work. And so that happens sometimes, So it has nothing to do. He didn't change as a person at all. Like I said, he did what he was capable of doing. Unfortunately for him and us, we had a lot of our guys that we thought he was going to play with missed a lot of time too. So then you pivot, and I think that's one of the big things, most important things in this position, is being able to recognize and the ability to pivot off things you're doing. And I thought we pivoted fairly painlessly in doing that, and so we move forward.
Second one for you is, what's the future of Domantas Sabonis with the organization?
Well, he's here. He's a Sacramento King right now, so that's his future. We expect. We haven't been able to really watch him much this year. Like as I mentioned, he's played 33 games. He's missed 33 games, so it's about 17, 18 games this year that he's been able to play. So looking forward to hopefully having him out there enough the remaining part of the season to see how he fits. I had a great deal of respect for him coming in. That has not changed from my perspective. I've enjoyed getting to know him, not only as a basketball player, but as a young man, and I've enjoyed that time with him. So his future is with the Kings right now.
Hey, good morning, Scott. This is the third year in a row, first under your front office, that the Kings have found an undrafted player and elevated them to a full-time roster spot. With the strain of the CBA, with the strain of the salaries that are on the books, how important is it with the back end of finding those guys and developing them? And can you speak to the process that's gone on between you and Stockton and the front offices working together to come out with these positive players?
Yeah. Obviously, I can't comment on what preceded me. I recognize that, and that's a tremendous job. But I think it's extremely important where we are today because, as you mentioned, and the best way to improve your team is usually through the draft. But when you draft young players, it takes time to develop them. Drafting them is one thing, developing them is another. And in Dylan's case, he goes through, and he's not one of the 60 guys picked. Kudos to our scouting staff. We quickly pivoted to him. I think we were the only team that offered him a two-way. Everybody else was talking about Exhibit 10s for him. And so we saw something in him. Now, when he came in, he bought in. He's continued to work extremely hard. His time with Stockton was excellent. Kudos to Gabe Harris, who's the GM of our Stockton Kings, Will Scott, the head coach, Jason Maxill, who's an assistant coach, a former big man that I drafted years ago in Detroit. So there's a mission to what we want our big men to look like. And so We want him to be tough, physical, and Jason has done a great job with him in terms of the mental aspect of that with him. There's been a lot of drilling going on with him to improve his free throw shooting. You know, he's got a long way to go as an offensive player, but that's okay. I worked with a guy for years in Detroit who never was considered, quote unquote, a great offensive player, but he was impactful offensively because you had to block him out, and that was Ben Wallace every time. But he was he was elite rebounder, led the league in rebounding, and one of the best shot blockers. And his toughness and his energy permeated the roster, the more talented guys. And so, Dylan, I'm not sitting here saying that Dylan is Ben Wallace today, but he's doing some of the things that you like to see from a great defensive big. He's just starting, he's just scratching the surface. So now it's incumbent upon both us and him to keep getting better and not just feel good that he just signed his contract yesterday to become a full-time NBA player. Now what do you take it from here? How great do you want to become? And sometimes that's can be a great fortune for a team in the front office when you can get a guy who was undrafted. You know, like I said, I use the example because I lived with him so long when Ben Wallace was an undrafted player. And we had a couple on that team that we ultimately won the championship with. So just because a guy's not drafted doesn't mean he can't make it, but you got to get the right person, mindset, and then you got to do your job as an organization in pouring into them and developing not only their skills, but again, their mindset and approach to becoming the best NBA player they can become.
Hi, Scott. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing, Jason?
I have a couple questions for you as well. Talking about patience, this is a city that's been asked many, many times every year over the years to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say, to fans, to really the organization about the importance of that, how you achieve it, and really maybe most importantly, how do you achieve that in an organization where patience and prudence has been lacking at times?
Well, I think if they take a step back and look around the league at some of the teams now that maybe are at the top of the league or consistently competing to win championships, that very few, I don't know of any what I call overnight successes that somebody comes in here and in 9 months, all of a sudden they're a championship team. You're talking years of drafting, developing, trading, guys working, not working. There's a lot of moving parts. So, and I understand the frustration of the fan base. Again, we're in a society, people want things now. You want to win. But what I would submit is that what we're doing, again, is we're not going to just chase shiny objects for the sake of doing it or make deals for the sake of it to say, to try to stay in the middle. This process that takes a little longer with the drafting and developing is the more solid foundation, in my opinion. It's not, we're not trying to become a team that's hanging in the playing realm every year, because that comes frustrating too. You get a lot of people in that with that middle area, and you've heard this a lot in sports. That's probably the worst place to be, when you're just stuck in the middle, because you have no way of ascending and you have a quicker way of falling back too. And so that lends a lot of frustration, in my opinion. So we're going to do this the right way, because once we get there, then I want this fan base to be able to enjoy a sustained presence, maybe in the playoff basketball, versus, okay, let's get here one time, everybody cheer for the 1 year, and then you're gone again.
Okay, and the other side of that question was, not just the fans, but within the organization, how do you achieve that, and from top to bottom? And then, along those lines, like, how does it kind of impact the way you look at Doug's job, for instance, in terms of what he's doing and how you build this roster over time?
Well, internally, when I took this job, that was the big discussion point for me, is that everybody would have to buckle up and be willing to row in the same direction, stay in the boat together, go through the difficult times. And so that's why I'm here, because there's an alignment from ownership to all of the key stakeholders in the organization. So I'm comfortable with that. They get it. They understand it. Look, the competitor in us all would like to walk out from the arena every night and into the locker room with a win, but that's not happening right now. We got to, and so that's where that is at. And the second part of your question was about Doug? Oh, well, look, I've said many times, this is Doug's first year as a coach. I really enjoyed working with him, his energy, his passion, not only for the game and to get better as a coach, but he has a passion for this community, as you know. I mean, he was a star player on this team years ago and extremely invested in the community. Now, with that, but knowing him being the first, there's a lot of learning that goes into that, and I think he'd be the first to tell you he's right in the midst of a learning curve and being a head coach, and that's not just coaching the game, that's managing the staff, that's working with front office, that's all those things. So, but he's approached it with the appropriate mindset or demeanor, I would say. And so, but nobody wants to win more games than him. And I hope he wins as many games as he can this year. I really do. I know people will say, oh, well, it might affect your draft status or whatever the case may be. But I'm a believer when you get to the lottery, there's luck involved, as we all know. And it's, dependent upon where your percentages lie. And just hopefully, when we get there this year, we'll get some good fortune.
Scott, you've been doing this for a long time, so you know how the rumor mill works and everything. Over the past 6-7 weeks, maybe even before that, one name that consistently was linked to you, both here locally and nationally, was Jonathan Kuminga. Obviously, a deal didn't get done, but was there much substance to those rumors? And if so, do you feel you were close to getting it done?
Well, one thing I don't want to do is talk about a player now that's on another roster that didn't get traded for. So other than just say we obviously had interest in the player this summer, and I'm going to have to leave it at that now because I don't want to get into the minutia of different conversations with different organizations. Because you guys have to remember, I got to be back here in a few months dealing with all these teams again in terms of whether it's trades to be made and things of that nature. And it's important for all of my peers to know and understand that conversations like that are kept private, because if not, then I won't be able to do my job moving forward, and they won't want to do their jobs with me because they're worried about Scott's going to get up there and tell it all. So no, but I just acknowledged from the summertime, obviously there was some interest.
Scott, you just talked about Doug a little bit, but there was a report from ESPN last month about his job being safe. And are you expecting him to be your coach going into next season too?
I'm expecting to be my coach till I tell you anything different. So, I'm not even thinking along those lines right now. I want to see us get incrementally better each day, our young players, and I want to see him continue to improve as a coach. But I'm not here to talk anymore about Doug's plight, other than behind him, and I expect him to continue to grow and improve and be the coach here for the Kings.
Just what's your viewpoint on Zach LaVine and his status with the organization, and what would you like to see from him going forward?
Zach's a pro. I've enjoyed getting a chance to know him. Obviously he's a guy that's a very capable scorer in this league, and he's done it for a long time. So, like anybody else, we'll continue to evaluate him and his presence here with the organization. But in terms of just his daily professionalism and wanting to help the team win. He's checked that box, and but we just haven't won enough. And I think he would tell you the same thing. He's disappointed in that, as we all are.
Talked a lot coming into the year about the importance of building an identity. Where do you feel like, obviously the season hasn't gone the way you expected, as you mentioned, but where do you feel like you're at in that process, and what are the continued steps from this point?
Quite frankly, not complete, for sure. It's definitely not complete. It's inconsistent at best. That's probably the nicest way I can put it from where I sit. We've shown signs of the type of defensive team I'd like us to be, and competing in other times we haven't shown it at all. Offensively, we've shown signs of, again, you hear me talk about team-oriented and sharing the ball when the ball's really moving and we're playing with good pace and sharing the game, but then at times they were not. So that's still a work in progress. It is my hope that after these last 30 games, that we could be further along in that process as we exit this year and enter into next season.
And rotationally, we've seen Doug lean towards playing the young guys a little bit more recently. He said something that you're in alignment with. How much are you encouraging that, and something we could expect moving forward?
I think it's very important. Again, when you talk about where we're at now today, I think it would be a little remiss of us as an organization if we don't develop the young guys at this stage of the year. We're not in playoff contention. Now, I expect our veteran players and players that play a lot of minutes to be ready to play and compete with the level of professionalism that we require. But they've been around the league long enough too to understand it's important for us to grow these guys, because these guys are going to be an important part of the foundation that we are establishing here as we move forward. So I want to see Nick Clifford, Maxime Renault, and Dylan Cardwell. And then, Keegan Murray's been in the league a couple of years, but he's in that young bucket when he comes back, to see how they can start to grow together. Devin Carter, who hasn't played much, give him an opportunity to showcase and see if he's someone that's, going to move forward with us as well. So I think most organizations in this situation that have aspired again to build that culture and that sustainable winning, you'll see that kind of pivot.
We're going to cut out of Scott Perry's press conference there, take the break. When we come back, Kayla and I will react to some of the things Scott said. You can as well. 916-339-1140 if you want to call in and talk about what your general manager just said. Lots to come still here on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
High Voltage Live boxing action returns to the venue on March 7th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown 4, a stacked lineup featuring polished pros for a night of exhilarating boxing action you won't want to miss. Scheduled fighters include Sacramento locals Edgar Perez, Christopher Estep, and Sergio Gonzalez, as well as Bay Area fighters Dante Kirkman, Braulio Ceja Navarro, and Kyle Lakalale. Thunder Showdown 4, coming March 7th to the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Fight cards subject to change.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. And more. Line dancing live DJs, mechanical bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. It's the perfect Valentine's gift. Surprise them with live country music and dancing. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center and Hilton Sacramento. For more info, visit CITPFest.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
All right, we just heard from Kings general manager Scott Perry addressing the media for the first time since the trade deadline. First time we've heard from Scott in an official setting since, the draft maybe? So,
I think Schroeder?
Oh, the Dennis Schroeder signing, that press conference as well. Good to hear from Scott. I will say this, I really enjoy listening to Scott because Scott actually talks. We've dealt with general managers and just front office officials in the past that just talk and don't say anything.
Go in circles.
And Scott will answer questions. He might not say what you want to hear necessarily, and he certainly said some things that were eye-opening and thought-provoking to me that we're going to dive into here a little bit, Kayla. But when Scott speaks, you can understand why he's been around the league as much as he has been, and I appreciate that there was at least some transparency from what he could share in that press conference.
Yeah, and I get it. Like it's a hard time to really react to things that you want to see things move fast when really Scott Perry has been telling you this from the beginning that it's going to be more of a process. And at least he's not going out there and saying, "Yeah, we're going to rebuild this thing and this is how we're going to do it," and then he goes and does the opposite thing. Like he's pretty much said from the start, it's going to be a process, and I'm not going to say those words, but I think in a way, Matt, he showed us that in maybe the lack of moves that he made because he's not willing to just go give away draft picks when he says that's the most important part of building a strong foundation, and not willing to just make a splash to make a splash because he is right. Like we could have seen maybe a crazy move or something, but if it doesn't make a ton of sense long term, then that defeats the purpose of a real actual rebuild, even though he's not calling it a rebuild.
I'll tell you what Scott did there. Scott set the table for next year's going to suck. Like he put it in an eloquent way, but next year's going to suck. He blatantly talked about the contracts that he has, that he's really not been able to get rid of, that he inherited, a lot of money falling off the books. He said directly the year 2027. Next year is going to suck. What I hope is that there is a top pick, a Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, whoever you want in the top 5. And if the Kings stay in the spot that they're in right now, the worst they could fall is 5. So they very much want to stay at that number 1 spot because they want to guarantee themselves a top 5 pick, no matter what. Let's hope whoever that young man is that they take on draft night is compelling enough to carry us through next season. Because Scott is saying there, next season is going to suck. There is nothing that he said there that gave me any sort of confidence at all that he was going to be able to move on from these veterans. None. He was very transparent and right when he said we're going to have to attach we were never going to attach first-round picks to these veterans. And teams were asking us, or like, you have to attach a first to get us to take DeMar or to get us to take Zach LaVine. All right, I guess they're just going to be on the team next season. And as of right now, you are projected to be a second apron team financially next year. It's not our money. It's not my money, so I don't necessarily have to worry about that. Vivek Ranadive is going to have to worry about that. So maybe they buy out one of these guys in the summertime. But what about what Scott Perry said there gives anybody any confidence whatsoever that he'll be able to move on from DeMar, from LaVine, or from Sabonis this summer? He said they're expecting us to attach picks to those guys in order to do it.
And that's the tricky part, right? That's the part that, again, that is the challenge Scott Perry has. So this is the job he chose, and it's probably one of, if not the most difficult GM job right now in the league, hands down. And, you know, even when he did, and I appreciate him getting into this when asked about Domantas Sabonis and what are the plans for the future. Look, he did give us a little something. If you actually read a little bit into what he said, he pretty much said, you know, we're going to see how he fits. I mean, he said that. Yeah. That's not a quote I'm making up. So essentially, when Domantas is out there and he's hopefully staying healthy the rest of the season and he's playing, we're going to see how it fits. So he's not even saying, like, at least he's on our team moving forward. Like, that is still a question mark that he probably could consider moving him. But again, the whole point is, how do you guarantee moving a guy like him or anybody else? You're waiting on almost the rest of the league, and then you're waiting on what? A perfect scenario because you're not willing to give the picks. And I respect that. So it's a really, really difficult situation they're in.
What you brought up, too, is like Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis aren't in the same situation. Yeah. And what I mean by that is I think the Sacramento Kings would move on from Zach LaVine as soon as they possibly could, as long as they didn't have to offload a pick.
Yes.
Domantas Sabonis, I think there is a feeling of no, I mean, the Toronto Raptors trade is a perfect example. No, we need to get appropriate value or some sort of appropriate value for Domantas Sabonis. We're not just going to dump him. So, and when I hear him talk about Sabonis and not wanting to see more of how he fits, I do think there is a possibility of maybe he can still be the center for what we're trying to do here. The problem is, Scott, he's paid as your top guy. Once Zach LaVine is out of here, and even Zach LaVine still being here, you know that Zach, even if he's your highest paid player, is not part of what you're doing. If Sabonis, there's a question mark, well, you're paying him like your top guy. And I don't see Sabonis in his next contract taking a significant pay cut because he's not going to be your top guy. And we also know that Domantas Sabonis has a reputation around the league just because of the type of player that he is, not because he's a bad guy, but he's not exactly the easiest player to build around. You need to have very specific types of players to build around Sabonis. So if you're focusing on trying to build around Sabonis, that limits the ability of what you can do because you need very specific players. And a lot of teams like those specific players. Perry talked about the length and athleticism needed. At least he recognizes that. We all know this team needs to get bigger and longer, which is why they got DeAndre Hunter.
Well, and he that is why. I mean, he pretty much said we had to get bigger, athletic, longer, whatever. But he also left that door slightly open as well, saying, he's on an expiring contract.
Right, if it doesn't work out.
If it doesn't work out. So he's Scott Perry, I see what you're doing. You're smart here. You're at least saying, hey, if that doesn't work out in this experimental time, we can get out of that as well. Because, again, we go back to the Schroeder situation. That did not work out. He clearly, shipped him off to Cleveland. And I know that he said it just wasn't a fit. And I get it. You got to try things. He needed to bring in a point guard. We could debate on whether or not that's really true.
Yep.
But he is kind of saying, too, I'm not giving you 100% certainty that Hunter is a future here, too.
Kayla, let me tell you 2 things that he said that I really liked, and then I'll tell you why it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
And I'm curious your thoughts on this, because you have the outside of Sacramento perspective. He said, quote, well, not quote, but he said basically he does not want to be a team in the middle. He said, no, we do not want to be a team that is hanging in the play-in every single year. That was his quote. He said that's the worst position to be in. Thank God he knows that.
Yeah.
And I hope that when he said that, he wasn't speaking to us. He wasn't speaking to the fans. He was speaking to up top. Hey, this organization has taken shortcuts, made moves like trading for Zach LaVine in the past to desperately try to make the play-in for what? To be a perpetual play-in team? And it's the worst place to be in because you're not good enough to do anything, but you're not bad enough to really build. So I'm glad Scott Perry sees that and recognized that and made that very transparent. He also said he took this job with the understanding and establishing with everybody, especially up top, that this is going to take time and we are going to stay together and all row in the same direction. That was the analogy he used. We're all going to keep rowing and stay in the boat through the bad years. All great stuff that's needed to be said and needed to be heard because we've seen how the organization has operated before Mr. Perry took the job.
Right.
Now, here's why it doesn't matter, even though it's good to hear. Words are meaningless at this point to this fan base. Words are meaningless. I love the way Scott Perry thinks, and I love the way Scott Perry speaks, but actions are what matters here. And if really you're telling me there's only going to be minuscule actions that really matter between now and 2027 when all this money falls off the books, and then I'll finally be free to make these moves, good luck finding people to fill up the Golden One Center. Like, they better get a compelling young draft pick to spark interest and have Keegan and DeAndre Hunter work out together and have Dylan Cardwell continue to be the showman that he is. They better hope those rookies right now continue to develop for the rest of the season. Because if I'm a fan listening to that, I'm not buying tickets. I'm not renewing my season tickets until 2027.
Well, and what's tough too, it being, a general manager, is you're in the middle. You're in the middle of the head coach. You're in the middle. It's like a sandwich, right? The president's in front of you.
You're the bridge.
The owner in front of you. You're the bridge. And so you have so many more responsibilities and challenges that you are pretty much held accountable for. And so he can say as much as he wants, and I truly hope Scott is given also the opportunity and time to do what he is saying, because it is different from taking shortcuts, although it is very painful. But guess who it's most painful for? The person at the very top, the person that owns the team, because it's the person that it's their money, right? And when they're not seeing the stadium full because the team is not doing well and there's no reason to come to watch the game, impatience kicks in.
Yeah.
And you have to be patient sometimes as an owner, uncomfortable, just like these fans have been, to be able to actually allow someone to have a little longer of a airplane
runway.
A runway.
Yeah.
Because you can't just immediately push the eject button. If you've told this person, I'm going to give you time, you've got to see it through.
Yeah.
You've got to see it through, because Scott, I believe truly he is trying to do it the right way.
Yeah. That patience, the word patience, that message is twofold. And I hate
know.
that word here in Sacramento. We all hate that word here in Sacramento because, damn it, we've been patient enough. we know we have to be patient again. Does the guy signing the checks know? Does he? Because when you're talking about not wanting to be a perpetual play-in team, like, I enjoyed having a playoff series in Sacramento. I loved it. I would love to have another one. But I'm not interested in 3 straight years of maybe the Kings make the playoffs all 3 years as an 8th or 7th seed, and sure, they get 2 home playoff games a year, and then they lose by 30 to the number 1 seed. Not interested. Not interested if the best case scenario is you are the We Believe Warriors who surprise people 1 year. Like, that's not a good, proper way to build a team. So Scott is, again, saying all the right things, and what he's saying is true. But is the message being heard up top, and are the fans going to be receptive to that message? Because I think the vast majority of the fan base is like, I want to rebuild if you do it properly.
Correct.
But I don't know if I have any reason to believe it will be done properly based off of the past. And we as Kings fans are scarred enough by that to where when we see a trade deadline go by and we see Dennis Schroeder was moved, but you signed him during the offseason, so to us, it looks like you haven't really done anything since the summer. This entire season's been a waste of time, even if it's killed time to get you closer to 2027. For a fan base that's been kind of scarred like the Kings fan base has, I don't blame them for going, like, I don't believe it's going to work. I don't believe we're going to stay patient enough.
Right, and you know, and that's what it all comes down to. It's one thing to be patient, and I know no one wants to hear that. I hate that word so much. I've been told that in my career so much freaking times. Be patient. I don't give a damn what you're saying.
Dangle the carrot.
Are you spending your hard-earned money to go across the country and work your butt off to get up the ladder?
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes you just like want to shake people when they say that. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. I am aligning with you on what I'm saying. Can the people that really matter at the top, that run everything, that make everything go, and they can push the eject button at any time, can they stay patient? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Can those people, because that's what it's all about. They've got to give some of these people sometimes the right amount of time to do it the way they want to do it. And again, I believe Scott Perry wants to do this the right way. It could eke fans out sometimes because you have to wait for a couple drafts maybe. Mm-hmm. But he's not willing to just throw these draft picks away for stupid things to make it splash at this trade deadline. Right. So
I do actually have a piece of good news. And I'm saying this knocking on wood, crossing my fingers, whatever I have to do to get rid of all superstition. And I still know somebody out there's going to be like, Matt, shut up. What the hell are you saying? But I genuinely feel this.
Yeah.
I don't think it can get worse. I think we are at or have been at rock bottom for some time. Mm-hmm. I don't think in Perry's tenure it will get worse than this. Because
it's pretty bad.
As it keeps going, some of these contracts get closer to running out. Even if the worst case scenario happens that I get on Tankathon every time I simulate, that the Kings drop to 5, I'm going to be upset because I wanted AJ and I'm like, oh, come on, it's the Kings, right? But either way, you're walking out of there with Kingston Fleming or somebody. Like, I'm feeling good about having a top 5 pick in this year's draft. It's a good draft to have a top 5 pick. I don't think it can get worse than right now. So I think we are, as a collective, going through the hardest it is going to get. But next season is not going to be a cakewalk either. And I just, mentally, that's tough to stomach the idea of sitting through another rough year like this season. But we're going to take the break. When we come back, really excited about this, Kayla. Stacey Dales from the NFL Network joins us. It's almost Super Bowl Sunday, and we are ready for it here on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Valentine's Day is coming, and here at Madison Avenue Florist, we have all the favorites. Over 60 variety of roses alone. We've been on the corner of College Oak and Madison for 40 years. Voted Best of Sacramento. Come on in, we'll show you why. Order now and mention this ad and get 10% off any order over $80. Order early for the best selection and delivery options. Madison Avenue Florist, for when the moments matter. MadisonAvenueFlorist.net.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Scott Perry says it's going to pretty much be till 2027 before things will be better for the Sacramento Kings. Well, that means we need to kill time. And what better way to kill time than with Super Bowl Sunday? It's Kayla Anderson's Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. And we've been having all sorts of Kayla. Here's the thing about Kayla Anderson, right? She just knows everybody. She's just all the queens of the NFL world. Kayla Anderson has gotten her phone because she's a queen herself. And one of those queens, of course, is Stacey Dales from the NFL Network. Stacey joins us right now. She's been particularly covering the Seattle Seahawks here in this build up to Super Bowl, but she's all over the NFL period. Stacey, I'm Matt George. I know you're here to talk to Kayla, but it's a pleasure to have you.
Oh, it's good to be with you both. It's a nice respite from the convention center where I've been covering the Seahawks all week. So
the chaos of, like people say, you got to cover Super Bowl Sunday at least once. In Stacey's case, she does it every year, but you have to do it at least once to truly appreciate it. And some people never want to do it again after they do it once. Well, Stacey just does it every year. She's a pro at it. And what has been amongst your biggest takeaways so far, Stacey, from the Super Bowl coverage, this Super Bowl week in the Bay Area, this matchup that in so many ways nobody saw coming between the Seahawks and the Patriots?
Yeah, I think that was sort of the genesis of the NFL this season. I don't know if we've ever had this much parity. And, while I have not been in the facility, so to speak, of the Patriots this week because I am covering the Seahawks, I just know that it's been in the regular season 2 adept teams in terms of scoring the football efficiently with balance. Things have been a little different in the playoffs for each, but 2 really good defenses. I think this could ultimately come down to, if you're expecting a high-scoring affair, it might not just be that, because both of these defense are incredibly stingy and arguably the best in the league as they enter this game. And, having been around the Seahawks and just understanding the Patriots, this is my 17th year in the NFL, and I just remember there was a time in my career where we didn't have a reporter in Foxborough/New England, and I spent kind of the Brady Deflategate years there and nearly took up rent at some point. So, it's an organization that when it has success, I think it's sort of contagious within their building. And I think that you saw Mike Vrabel become the defensive coach of the year for good reason. The players have bought into what he's doing. But I'll tell you what, the energy with these Seahawks, and you guys know here on the West Coast, Kayla, you know this, this division, this NFC West division was brutal, and Seattle is the loosest I can remember them and the most complete Seattle team that I can recall in a long time.
And that's good to hear during a Super Bowl week. Stacey Dales, NFL Network reporter, does a great job covering around the NFL, primarily the Seahawks this week. We talk about this defense, and we had the Legion of Boom, right? And I know they have a name for themselves here, but with the energy, I guess there's particular players too that kind of stand out to me, Stacey, on that side of the ball. Who has really captured the energy this week to have that, kind of laid back mentality going into this game?
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of Kayla guys on the roster that have been in this league for a long time that are incredible leaders that were just in bad situations before. You think of a Leonard Williams, defensive tackle for the Seahawks, and he's one of my favorite players to ever cover in the NFL, but now in his 11th season, he spent his first 2 years with the Giants and the Jets, respectively. And, with all due respect, it hasn't been glowing in that part of the country for a while. So, guys like him, Ernest Jones getting a shot after kind of being cast away from the Rams, although going to a Super Bowl with them, just a rash of really great leaders on their defense. I've enjoyed being around them, and I know New England can say the same thing. But listen, if the Patriots cannot protect Drake May, this is one of the biggest storylines, guys. It's almost shocking that Drake May's been sacked 15 times through, obviously, the 3 playoff games to get to this stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the left side of his line, getting ready for this defensive front. You guys have seen that defensive front, right? It's insane. They've got 5 players, the Seahawks do, with 40-plus pressures. Oof. And they don't have to blitz. And when you look at the Patriots, this is going to be such a storyline in this game. Will Campbell and Morgan Moses on the bookends of that offensive line, they've both given up 4 sacks. The rookie Will Campbell has gotten battered here in the playoffs. So it's just going to be really interesting. And they've singled him up. They've allowed him to kind of handle his one-on-one blocks, through this thing. And the teams have taken advantage of it despite the Patriots winning. So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust on Sunday.
Stacey Dales from the NFL Network joining us right now. Stacey, that's what's so intriguing about the NFC Championship game was the Seahawks didn't get after Matt Stafford as much as we necessarily expected. Do you think that was just a one-game thing and something in the Rams game plan or with their line that they were just able to contain the Seahawks a little bit? You would expect them to be getting after Drake May significantly more on Sunday, it sounds like.
Oh, my gosh, 100%. I think with Matt Stafford, you've got to be really careful because, as I had conversations leading up to that NFC Championship game with Seattle defenders, his quick game is really special. There's a reason he was the most valuable player, you guys know. You saw it firsthand all season long. He was spectacular this year in the regular season, 46 touchdowns. He got the ball out at a rapid rate, and so it's hard to pick and choose how you pressure Matthew Stafford. With Drake May, that guy's running. Yeah. He's 6 yards per carry in the playoffs, which is the second most for any player in the postseason this year in terms of, he's not even a running back. So 6 yards per carry. So that's probably the biggest concern I would tell you, that they're real, I don't say worried, but they're very focused on containing his legs. The Seahawks are in this game, but I don't think they're going to hold anything back, guys. Like the way that the Patriots' offensive line has been attacked is like blistering in this playoff run, and it's affected Drake May. His numbers are substantially low. I mean, his completion percentage has frankly not been good, and his passer rating has dipped, and he's had to count on those legs. So, Mike McDonald knows what he's doing. The players call him a genius for a good reason, and I think it's going to be a very interesting trench battle on Sunday.
Stacey, and what I think Mike McDonald was genius at, too, when building his staff this year is bringing in Clint Kubiak. And I know there's a lot of fans down in this area that are obviously Raiders fans from their time in Oakland and have carried down with them to Las Vegas. And he's expected to be the head coach there. Stacey, what have you just learned about his ability to turn this offense into what it is this year?
Yeah, Kayla, to put it simply, I've learned that he does a brilliant job of making everything look the same. And that's what you see with all of these young, innovative offensive coordinators, whether it's a Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. You're going to see his brother, Mike LaFleur, now in the same division, the West, NFC West. As he takes a head coaching role. Who am I missing? It's like Matt LaFleur talks about the illusion of complexity and blah, blah, blah. But really, it's just being able to marry the pass with the run and showing a run that looks like a pass or a pass that looks like a run, and it all looks the same. So it's just hard to discern if you're a defense. And that's the takeaway for me. I mean, they're very balanced. He made a mission of Clint Kubiak coming into Seattle, taking the quarterback, lots of play action, taking the quarterback and making the game fit the quarterback, which is Sam Darnold. And, Sam has had an incredible playoff run in these last two games. But it's the ability to stay balanced. And those are every conversation, every player I talk to, whether it be the tight end A.J. Barner or, Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith and Jigba, we're really balanced. We have to be balanced, and that's kind of the trick to beating people is, they don't always know what's coming against us. Now, the defense they're facing, Mike Vrabel's defense is super multiple, what you would call a read defense, and they change things up notoriously in this defense. So different personnel groupings. So big focus for Seattle going into this one has been the tape, studying the tape, being able to diagnose when those personnel groupings change, when those multiple looks change, so that they can stay one step ahead offensively. So, it's just what it's all about at the Super Bowl. It's all about the chess match between the coordinators or play callers, rather, and, who has the fewest mistakes on Sunday.
We are unbelievably fortunate enough to be able to speak to Stacey Dales from the NFL Network 2 days before the Super Bowl. My goodness. Shout out Kayla Anderson for getting that done. And Stacey has been particularly covering the Seattle Seahawks this week. Of course, Stacey, there's no such thing as no pressure for anybody when you're playing in the Super Bowl, the biggest game in sports, arguably. But there is a general expectation from, I guess, America that Seattle should be in control of this game, the complete team, the year they've had the experience, yada, 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 yada. Do you feel any of that pressure within? You talked about how loose they seem and how top to bottom comfortable they seem. Is there any bit of that pressure that's worked their way into that locker room with Seattle, or do they feel maybe even they can be if the underdog mentality helps them, even they can take that on if they need to?
I don't detect any pressure. I don't think they feel like an underdog. I think they feel like top dog, honestly.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, just our final day. So as you guys know how it works, you go through this onslaught of media availability in which Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you get an hour with the entire team.
Yep.
So like yesterday was the last day, Thursday. And I was sitting with Reek Wolin, and this guy's cool as a cucumber. They're finally happy because this thing's over. I walked up to Devin Witherspoon's podium, his riser, and there's about 10 guys declared riser worthy each day, as you guys know. And I said to Devin Witherspoon yesterday, who's had an incredible season for them in their defensive backfield, are you done with it? Nobody was there. I was like, what? Ain't nobody around you right now, man. He's like, I know. I like it that way.
That's awesome.
I'm like, are you done with all this? Are you ready for this? He's like, yep, let's go. Let's get to Sunday. Like they're done with it. They want to play the game. And so kind of go back to your original point, I don't detect, they're so loose. I don't detect any pressure. The thing I'm always curious about, and I think this is important, is what team did it take the biggest toll on to go through these last 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember once covering a Super Bowl when the Broncos were in it against Seattle, I believe, in East Rutherford, whatever Super Bowl that was. It was the snowy one. And I remember asking Peyton Manning, can you prepare too much? And he kind of paused. And this is when he was quarterbacking them. And he said, you can. Yeah. And so I'm just, not only that, you have 2 weeks to prepare for this game, but it's exhausting. And Sam Darnold made an interesting comment this week. He said that he made a point of getting extra rest and sleeping more early this week because he obviously was the backup to Purdy a couple of years ago when the Niners were in it. And he just recalled how exhausting the week was with all of the media obligations. It is exhausting. I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And so, those things matter when you add on the adrenaline and the emotion. Leonard Williams told me he goes into breath work on Sundays because he knows so he goes into breath work because the adrenaline is coming. He knows it's going to be very emotional. So you add in a week of daily, including opening night, 4 days of media obligations and the hoopla surrounding this, the restrictions that your team puts on you in terms of, staying time on task. And then just the natural adrenaline that goes into it, plus all the things that you've got in your head because you've been preparing for 2 weeks. And then you got to wait, by the way, a double amount of time on the halftime show.
Yes. Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts. So I look who's going to come out freshest, who's going to come out clearest and keep things simple and play as freely as we saw in the regular season.
Stacey, one more from me. And I was in Tennessee covering Vrabes when he was there for 6 years before he got fired.
Yeah, I remember that, Kayla. Yeah, for
and
sure.
Mike Vrabel, just a larger than life type of person. And, watching him rally those teams when he was there and get them to be the underdogs. I know you can't ever put anything past a Mike Vrabel team. They love and thrive being the underdog role. And I'm telling my audience here, and I'm scared for myself as a Seahawks fan, I just can never underestimate that guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. And he's not only that, but he's played, as you alluded to, he's played in these types of moments. He's been in Super Bowls. He bleeds Patriots. He bleeds it, and his players now do. And his defenses have spoken to that. The numbers are the numbers. So they've given up 9 points per game in the playoffs. That is insane. They're giving up 71 rush yards per game in the playoffs. That is insane. They have yet to surrender a rushing touchdown in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you look at the teams they've played to get here, the Chargers, the Texans, and the Broncos, I mean, are you kidding me? Now, I know Bo Nix wasn't in it, which would they have won had he played? Possibly. But fate would have it that we're here now. And they're not giving up points. They're not giving up rush yards. And they are incredibly stingy. So it's going to be a challenge for Sam Darnold to identify what they're doing in all those multiple looks that they give. And that is because of Mike Vrabel, Kayla, to your point. He's going to have them ready. He's going to have them calm. And he's going to have them juiced to go on Sunday. And I just think it's going to be a close game. My heart tells me that, but we'll see. We'll see here in a couple days.
Stacey, phenomenal work this week. Thank you so much for making the time. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the game as much as you can, although I know you're going to be running around doing a million things during the actual game itself. Use some of those halftime timeouts. That's what people don't understand. If you're at the game, when all y'all are watching commercials at home, we're just standing there, just watching and waiting for everything to play out. But Stacey, and then afterwards, when all the hoopla is over, get some rest, find a beach somewhere, will you, and enjoy the time.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, you guys. Have a beer for me on Sunday.
Yes.
I'll be working.
We will absolutely do that. Thank you so much to Stacey Dales from the NFL Network. Another legend that Kayla Anderson's just been able to bring through.
So good.
Man, what a treat.
She's so good. And I loved the chat's analogy to this. So you guys get to hear Katie Christensen, not only on the broadcast for NBC here, but you get to hear her in the mornings when she's a guest. She is very similar to how she can break down the game.
Yep.
And I just thought that was great hearing that, because I was like, yes, another woman who just like knows her stuff. And I was learning things when she was talking about matchups and stuff that I was like, okay, I feel even more prepared now.
Did she make you feel any better?
She did.
Purely from the Seahawks standpoint. Like put the selfishness on full blast here.
For sure.
As a Seahawk fan, how did she make you feel going into Sunday?
Some of the stats when she got into like the left side of New England's offensive line, how they have given up so many pressures this year. And I think with having the rookie on that side as well, it is a situation where they could definitely take advantage of getting to Drake May. And that stat alone, just because I've studied offensive lines, made me feel a little bit better.
She also had the bar, too, the line, like they're not worried about the underdog because they're the top dog.
They're the top dog, and they're okay with that.
And what a good mindset to have. Hey, it's not your stadium necessarily, but it's your division, and you worked your way to get there. They should feel like they are the beast that needs to be slain, not David in this case.
Exactly. I thought that was a good point. So, yeah, Kyle?
Oh, I was just, to your point, I think the left tackle for the Patriots, Campbell, was like out for like 7 weeks and then came back right before the playoffs.
Yeah. I think it's his second year, right, in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it his first? I can't remember. But
I thought he was the top pick last year because Drake was
Yep. So it is his first.
Well, coming up at 1 o'clock, Kayla and I and Kyle are going to do our final Super Bowl preview. Just talk through different storylines with this Super Bowl, and we're going to do something a little bit to make things a little more interesting. Because Kayla, obviously, even though you have a love for Mike Vrabel, of course, you are true and blue Seahawks fans, so you've got something riding on this game.
Ooh,
it's not fair for you to be alone in that. So I am going to have something riding on this game as well that is terrifying.
Oh, no.
We'll get into that at 1 o'clock. You guys will find out what that is. But going back to Scott Perry a little bit, let's talk about that a little bit more. Plus, coming up in the next segment, too, we got to talk about Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder's return. And Scott did talk about Keon a little bit, complimented him. He was very open and transparent about, hey, he wasn't playing here maybe as much as he thought. And
he also straight up said Dennis was just not a fit.
Yeah. Dennis. And I appreciate him taking ownership of the fact that Dennis Schroeder was like, it didn't work out.
They tried.
It was not a move that worked out necessarily. What he said at his introductory press conference when he first signed Dennis, none of that is untrue. It just didn't work out here, especially now with the direction that the Sacramento Kings are going in. I would have loved, though, Kayla, he's too much of a professional to do this. I would have loved, though, if he had said, why do you think I was able to move that contract? Because I negotiated it.
I would have loved a little flex in there,
I can't move the ones I inherited.
One arm flex at least.
I was able to move him because I negotiated it to move him.
But you brought that up first on our show earlier this week, that you truly feel like, it was an admission of guilt a little, but more so it was like, hey, I am smart. Like, there is lawyer in the background of Scott Perry. Like, he knows how to kind of put these things together.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything? I thought he talked about Zach LaVine there towards the end, and he complimented Zach LaVine's professionalism and daily professionalism is what he used. And I mean, I only know Zach from the limited time that I get to interact with Zach. Every time I've interacted with Zach, he's been professional. So I can't refute that point.
No.
But sometimes the eye test will tell us how locked in someone is. And I know Scott's not going to take the podium and go, Zach is not the guy here anymore. But I mean, I guess take those comments however you want to take those comments.
I mean, you can look. We're all people that read people differently when they speak or when they talk, and some people go this direction, some people go that direction. I tend to not overthink things when it comes to this kind of stuff because we've all had years of like covering GMs and coaches, and kind of we get the different types, right? I think he was just kind of to the point. Like, he's a professional. He's not going to dog on this guy because, remember, this is your biggest contract. Like, he's right here, right now.
Right.
And he's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. Like, you're not going to sit there and dog on the guy. Like, he is a professional. I'm not taking anything away from Levine on that part, but he's not right for this situation.
You know, it just dawned on me while you were talking, too, the way last segment you were talking about the Domantas Sabonis. Like, that's like the way he talks about Sabonis and the way he talked about Levine is very much like Sabonis. We'll see. Like, there could be a future. There's on-the-court stuff. With Levine, it was very much like I've enjoyed getting to know him. But it's not like there's not a basketball side to it.
That's how I look at things because they're the ones that bring that stuff up or don't.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of always compare, like, if they're not wanting to get anything into, like, the court or what's on the court, that probably means, like, hey, look, we're good right now. We're just going to try to move forward when we can.
Just to that same note about Levine in general, we had to cut out of the presser a couple minutes early.
Yeah.
But after we left, someone asked him about buyouts and veterans, and Jason Anderson had the quote here, quote, "I expect the veterans to be here with us through the conclusion of the season. I expect them to play to the best of their abilities when called upon, and I expect them to mentor to the best of their abilities when they're not in the game."
Yep.
Which goes to Levine. If you're not talking about him on the court, then you're probably talking about mentoring off the court.
And I think that speaks to the rotations that we saw, at least from Doug Christie the other night, the Kings loss against the Memphis Grizzlies the other night, because his rotation was very balanced, 10-man rotation. The young guys closed out the game. Of course, there's tanking reasons behind that. There's also developmental reasons behind that. Nobody played more than 27 minutes. DeMar DeRozan played the most at 27, and DeMar was the only guy actually out there on the floor. Domantas Sabonis dominant in that first half.
Really dominant, 20 points.
Didn't really play much in the second half at all because, hey, man, you're playing too well.
Exactly.
And then Zach LaVine played like 21, 22 minutes or something like that in that game too. So it's you're going to get time. And I do know, like, when you're playing a limited amount, that actually does have an impact on your averages, because technically you're playing, so your points per game is going to drop if you're playing less compared to if you're playing 33, 34 your normal minutes. So I don't know how necessarily the veterans feel about that specifically, but they're going to get some run. They're going to get some time. And if you'd rather just sit on the bench and mentor the guys and have foot soreness or whatever, back soreness, then okay, that's your prerogative. So we'll see how Doug continues to handle that going forward.
That's always the fine line. That because when you have this many veterans on your team, when you know what your future is, it's all about rebuilding and rebuilding that foundation. That's where the management is like, sometimes it is what it is. And even Scott Perry said, he acknowledged, like, moving forward, we do need to play these younger players. And we understand that that's the direction we probably need to go in. But you can't just take all the minutes away from the vets. Like, they're still going to get some minutes in terms of, playing this year.
Real quick, what did you make of his comments about Doug there towards the end?
I thought it was interesting. Look, okay, who set the contract for Doug, by the way?
Perry did.
Yes.
Perry
okay.
negotiated it.
So
yeah.
that's...
he
signed
it.
Look at that contract. Isn't it kind of made for a certain reason?
Yeah, it's a prove-it contract for sure.
Yes, and I don't think he shied away from that in a way either.
Yep.
I think he said we are still kind of seeing how Doug grows as a coach.
Yep.
He said many times, this is new. This is his first full season as a head coach. We like what he does in terms of his passion and what he brings to the table in terms of the, excitement and love for the city. But he also mentioned, he's still learning as a head coach. And I think that that's an evaluation process within its own.
That 2027 year is so interesting because, that's the year that DeMar and Zach come off the books. And in theory, all this money is off. So now you have the ability to do so. That's also the team option year for Doug Christie's contract. So if he feels any certain type of way about how next year goes, hey, we're starting fresh. These veterans are gone. The money's off the books. We have hopefully 2 young draft picks by that time, 2 high draft picks at that time. Now we can decide, is Doug going to be our coach going forward, or we have the out built in and we can go out and get the coach that we do believe going forward.
Right.
So another reason to be maybe a little more stressed out or excited if you're Doug Christie, depending upon glass half full, glass half empty. That'll be a conversation as we go through the next year and some change. We're going to take the break. When we come back, we'll preview a little bit of Kings Clippers tonight, but really the game that we're excited about is Kings Cavs tomorrow night. The return of Keon Ellis. How big of a revenge game will it be? We'll discuss right here on Sactown Sports.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Every weekday live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at SactownSports.com or download the app right on your phone. Your #1 source for all your Northern California sports. Sactown Sports 1140.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
High Voltage Live Boxing returns to the venue on March 7th as Uppercut Promotions presents 6 of Northern California's top fighters. Thunder Showdown March 7th at the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets at Ticketmaster. Fight card subject to change.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mommy, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
I will be spending my Friday night inside the Golden One Center watching the Sacramento Kings take on the Los Angeles Clippers. Will Kawhi Leonard play? And if he does, will he score 1 billion points? Probably.
Remember the 8 balls? Did you ever have an 8 Magic
8 ball? Oh, yeah.
Let me shake it. Answer is most definitely.
Ask again later.
Oh, I threw mine away. Quick story. I threw that thing away because I thought it was possessed. I was like, I think that I don't like this.
That's how I feel about Furbies.
Right?
Yep, Furbies
Wait, why?
Yeah, Furbies are evil. We'll let Kayla tell her story.
I think one time my friend asked something stupid like, you will die and it was like, most likely. I was like, get that thing out of there. It was like a few things that had been asked.
Do you mess with Ouija boards?
No, I will not do that.
You know there are like
normal
stores that just sell Ouija boards.
I'm not
like,
doing that.
Huh? Yeah, no. Like I'm not super supernatural stuff like that. Like, is there a ghost? I don't know, but I'm not messing with it.
I'm not trying to bring it out of its shell.
I mean, everything I pray to doesn't answer when it comes to Kings and Raiders and A's. So
maybe you need to do the
Ouija board. Am I an idiot? Yes. But
I understand. Like a Magic 8 ball gives you answers, and it can be like freaky or scary based on what you ask it. Furbies just exist.
No, you don't think a Furby is freaky or scary?
No,
You've never walked into your room as a child at night and it's pitch black and the eyes are
Play
with me.
That's true.
And no, these things, you could pull the batteries out. They could collect dust. You could light them on fire. And you would put them in a box in the deep, dark vault of your garage. And you'd walk out there and it'd turn on. No joke. Like, probably high school. Literally high school. My mom has a box that has all the kid toys in it, right? Because parents do this, and they're psychopaths.
Yeah.
And then what they do, you have a kid, let me give it to you. No, I don't want it.
Right.
Anyway, Mom, if you're listening, sorry. But I walk out into the garage, and there's the Furby The Furby is in the box, and I have not opened this box. I have not seen this Furby since I was like a kid, and this sucker turns on in high school. I was like, I'm like,
Ew.
nope, hell no, that's a demon.
Yeah, that's out.
Get it out the house. So what does my mother-in-law do? She buys me a Furby.
Of course. Oh,
Hater.
and by the way, Campio says that this building is haunted.
Oh, for sure.
I know.
For
Matt
sure.
knows firsthand.
For sure. This building is definitely haunted.
It's haunted Gene Factory.
Yeah.
What did someone just get chopped up in the gene cutting machine?
We don't know about that. I mean, alleged. No confirmation. It just was a Gene Factory and is haunted.
Listen,
Very
I
weird.
just said I don't mess with Ouija boards, but we're in the summertime and we have no content. Should we ask the ghost what's going down in the Sactown building?
Sure.
Also, I'm over the ghosts because the ghosts had their chance with me. I was in here one night working A's baseball. Power went out. Phone was downstairs.
Yeah.
I had to scale the walls in the pitch dark to try and find my phone, and they didn't get me. So, ghosts, you had your chance.
No, the ghosts are chill here. They just like listening to sports talk radio.
And KNCI.
And KNCI.
Exactly.
And KNCI, indeed. But yeah, Furby's evil, demonic.
Oof.
Keon Ellis, cool.
Not demonic.
Great.
Demonic?
Great segue, Matt.
Demonic. There
Demonic.
we go, Kayla.
He has a chance to be a demon, though, against the Sacramento Kings. Bing, ding, bang,
boy.
wham, blam.
That's good.
Because I
Very
think
good.
Keon Ellis is going to bring a little bit of spice.
More like Demon Ellis.
Nice.
I like
Yeah, that was a bad one. There's going to be a little bit of spice from Keon coming into Sacramento, and I don't blame him for it. I don't know when he's going to play, how much he's going to play, but we know how Keon feels about, like, Keon has an appreciation for this fan base,
Yeah.
for sure. Keon has an appreciation for this organization for giving him his opportunity. But the way the last, let's call it, year and some change has played out, we know Keon's not been too thrilled with. So I'm expecting a very aggressive Keon Ellis on Saturday, and maybe it works out for him, maybe it doesn't, but we saw Kevin Huerter have quite the revenge game here in Sacramento, his first game back. I'm expecting the same from Keon.
There's something about athletes, and maybe we do it in our lives sometimes too, when someone shades us or we feel like, man, like, you know, they didn't like me, they traded me out, you know, whatever it might be in your life. We sometimes have those situations where we just thrive in the next time that we see those people, right?
Yes.
And we saw it with Precious Atua this year too when he played the Knicks. I believe it was here. He went off, you know, and so it's no surprise if Keon comes in here on Saturday and has maybe one of his best games to date.
Yep.
I'm not even exaggerating, and I'm not meaning it to like put a pin in Sacramento Kings fans' sides. I'm just saying that is how these athletes thrive off of these moments where they feel dissed or they feel like they were thrown out the kitchen. Now, I think Keon didn't really want to be here in the end.
Yeah.
But regardless, he got traded away. So he's probably going to do that. Kings fans, I don't know how you're going to react. I'm interested to see how that will all go down. But at least it doesn't really matter this year because you're wanting to tank.
There was a moment in the Golden One Center where...
Is that haunted too?
Luka probably.
From all the losses.
The ghosts of losing past.
The ghosts of Vlade Divac's cigarettes.
Well, funny enough, we're talking about Luka Doncic is there. This is when he's with the Dallas Mavericks. And Luka, like, closes out the game, hits some big shots or whatever. And after the game is over, Vlade is not the general manager of the Kings at this time. Vlade was the GM when the Kings did not draft Luka. He drafted Marvin. But Vlade's sitting courtside with Vivek because Vlade will come back every once in a while and sit courtside. And Sean Cunningham, our friend from KCRA3, captures on video.
Here's Sean Cunningham.
Luka,
who? I don't know.
captures on video Luka going, basically pointing at and yelling at Vlade and Vivek, who again are sitting right next to each other courtside. Y'all mother effers should have drafted me. Like, y'all should have drafted me. And I bring that up because obviously it's different from Keon's situation. But who is Keon? Keon's a very nice guy, by the way. So I'm not trying to create drama when there is none. But who is Keon most, if when he hits that big shot and he's flexing, who's he looking at? Is he looking at Doug? Is he looking out the window towards Mike Brown, whatever East is, towards the New York? Is he looking at Scott Perry? Is he looking at Vivek? Like, who? I wonder who that guy is. Because you, in front of your entire team, even the fan base, so to speak, you want the fan base. You love the fan base. Keon has a good relationship
it's
with
not
the fan base. But Keon also wants to make it sting for the fan base. Like, yep, your team screwed up. You got rid of me. And he wants the entire organization to be like, you just let this go. Now watch me now that I get playing time, right? But I wonder who it is specifically that he's like, this is for you.
Yeah, because look, all of us in just normal life, like if we've been shunned, we have one thing or something that sticks out where when we go to that next thing and we succeed, we're like, right in your side, man.
F you, former
right
boss.
Right in your side. Can you tell that like I have a little of that?
No.
Yeah, just a little bit. And you don't want to see me face.
You?
And you don't want to see
Misplaced
me.
rage?
And
What?
you don't want to see me face to face.
Yeah, you don't want to see her.
You don't want to see me face to face.
You said that like 3 times today. What's the deal with that?
I'm on her side. I'm scared. I know.
Anyway,
I have to see her face to face.
I am like living through Keon right now. But it's in all seriousness, who is Keon pointing at? I don't know. And maybe his thing is more just the organization, right? Like for not really believing in me enough to give me that opportunity consistently.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
I think it might be Scott.
But what though? We had Mark Spears on that one time, and he was like, Spears isn't somebody who like doesn't believe in a Keon Ellis. But
I agree.
You have a different opinion.
Spears said that like he very bluntly, openly said like the playing time thing with Keon Ellis was Doug, not Scott. He said it was Doug's thing.
Yeah.
And maybe it is Doug that's directed at him because the difference between Doug and Mike was that we expected Keon to be a Doug Christie guy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't this year too, which is really perplexing. So maybe there's some venom towards Doug.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I think it might be Scott is because Scott had the chance to give him the payday that he feels he deserved and did not give it to him.
Okay.
Like the fact that Keon Ellis this season is making $2.5 million. Going into this year, I thought it was one of the biggest underpays in the league. Now, the Kings eventually kind of played Keon like he was a $2.5 million player, which was perplexing to a lot of us, why he's getting DNPs. And I know the logjam this, logjam that, whatever. But Keon's looking there going like, you didn't extend me so you could bring in Dennis Schroeder, and you had to attach me to Dennis Schroeder to get him up out of there. Y'all made the wrong choice. I'm not going to say you've wasted a year of my career, but there was a season that I could have been paid more money that I wasn't because of you. Then again, Keon has to look in the mirror and go, I signed the contract that gave him a team option.
I think he immediately fired his agent after that, too.
He did.
I remember that story coming out like months after the contract got signed, fired his agent.
Yeah.
Well,
speaking of revenge game, how about DeAndre Hunter?
That's right.
Yeah.
He's mad at Cleveland.
Cavs. Hey, you're a playoff team. You think you can get rid of me?
Yeah.
Watch me defend.
Watch me maybe hit a couple
Watch
threes.
Evan Mobley shoot over me.
Yeah, I'll shoot like 4 threes and make them. Yeah.
Take
Shout
that.
out DeAndre Hunter.
Cleveland.
You know, DeAndre's our guy now. Keon, love you. Dennis, good to know you. But DeAndre's our guy now. So we're team
DeAndre.
DeAndre.
Be chilling for real.
We're team DeAndre.
Yeah, I'm team Hunter.
And you know what DeAndre's going to do? I'll tell you what DeAndre's going to do. Oh, you got this shiny new beard?
Mm-hmm.
Got this guy named James Harden? Never heard of him. Who's he?
Never heard of him.
You got rid of me for that some James Harden guy? Oh, watch this. I'm gonna put the clamps on James.
That slow guy?
I'm gonna put the clamps on James.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shave the beard off his face with my defense.
Oh, by the way, what would he do if someone shaved his beard in the middle of the night?
Oh.
What would that man do?
No, it's like
I would pay to see someone do it in the middle of his sleep.
He'd lose all his talent. We know this. It's
my
like
gosh.
the biblical story, the story of Samson. You heard the story of Samson? Not Slamson the lion, Samson. Yeah, he's he had his hair, got his hair cut, lost all his strength. That's James Harden. You shave James Harden's beard, James Harden plays basketball like Matt George.
I would love to see it.
Which is not good.
Isn't that literally the plot of that terrible Kevin Durant kids movie he made when he was on the Thunder?
Kevin Durant made a movie?
Wait.
Oh, you guys don't know about that? Oh,
sorry.
my goodness.
What movie was this?
It's called Thunderstruck.
Oh, no.
Oh, I remember this. I never saw it. I remember. Yep. 2012 family comedy called Thunderstruck.
I have not seen this movie. Sorry.
It has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think Kevin Durant has publicly said he regrets doing it.
I mean, you can see and look at his face in this trailer. That looks like a face of regret, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell am I doing in this movie?
I mean,
LeBron got Space Jam 2, which was trash, by the way. Space Jam 2 is terrible.
I know. Michael got the real Space Jam.
Oh, well, yeah. Space Jam's great. Well,
Take this, man. You're going to make that next shot.
And this is an honor.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
This is the trailer for the movie.
I'm sorry that.
So hold on. The delivery, though, I love when athletes are acting because their delivery is so
awful.
deadpanned and so terrible.
Tryouts are over, Billy.
Hey, man.
Yeah, all right. Listening to a trailer is weird.
Hey, man.
Turn it off. Yeah, but-
It's really like. Let me tell you, it's really bad. It's just the plot of Space Jam where they lose the talent, but with Kevin Durant on the Thunder.
Woof.
Cool.
That's all I needed to hear. Hey, man, take that shot.
Yeah, take that shot. Hey. Also, underrated NBA actor.
Yeah.
Vlade Divac. You seen Like Mike?
No.
There's a scene. No, I'm sorry. He's not in Like Mike. Chris Webber's in Like Mike. In Space Jam, Vlade, who's on the Lakers, does a very funny bit where he puts a gas mask on because he's afraid that there's an illness going around that's causing players to lose their talent. And Vlade, he nailed it.
Yes.
He was very involved in that scene. You could tell, like, he really owned that moment. Good for him.
Owned
Chris
the
Webber
gas.
was pretty good in Like Mike, too.
He was not bad.
Like Mike as well, not Like Mike 2,
Right.
because that movie sucks. Like Mike 1, good movie.
Not bad.
Shout out the acting skills of Chris Webber. Are you familiar with Chris Webber's music video too? His song? Oh, well, we know what we're making Kayla watch during the break.
I always have fun things to watch during the break.
We will take the break and make Kayla watch Chris Webber's song. She'll react to it on the other side, and then we're going to pick a side before our Super Bowl preview. That's all still to come here on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Valentine's Day is coming, and here at Madison Avenue Florist, we have all the favorites. Over 60 variety of roses alone. We've been on the corner of College Oak and Madison for 40 years. Voted Best of Sacramento. Come on in, we'll show you why. Order now and mention this ad and get 10% off any order over $80. Order early for the best selection and delivery options. Madison Avenue Florist, for when the moments matter. MadisonAvenueFlorist.net.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Kayla Anderson, what was your thoughts of the rapping career of Kings legend Chris Webber?
Okay, so that took place in what? That was like...
Oh, God, like 2001?
Okay.
Wait, he was on the Kings at this point?
I think, yeah, he did it when he was on the Kings.
Yeah, so, okay, so Kyle brought up a point of like rap before got into lyrics that are like just quicker and like you don't even know what they're saying sometimes. This was more of like the slow-paced rap. 99.
99.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly the time frame. So I kind of give him credit. I thought that, I kind of got into it a little bit, but is it a natural fit? I don't think that he, clearly became Notorious B.I.G. or Tupac, but I give him credit for trying.
The YouTube chat line is debating who the best NBA rapper is of all time. It's Damian Lillard. It's Damian Lillard.
Dame by far.
Yeah, Dame's got bars.
Do we count LiAngelo Ball?
No.
I don't do anything
NBA
with
players.
the BALLS. No.
Either
I just stay
doesn't
away.
make it better if you spell
Staying
it.
away from them.
Yeah, well, LiAngelo Ball had one song that was like okay-ish and more catchy because people made fun of it.
I still don't know if we actually liked it or were making fun of
I'm
it.
a swerve in a corner, whoa, whoa. No one knows what I say after that, but I know.
Look,
it's a swerve in a corner, whoa, whoa.
Can we just point out that if Dan Campbell never gets back with the Lions, how funny of a time it was that for the Lions playoff game against Washington, they had LiAngelo Ball rap at the beginning of the game. God, what a time that was. That was hilarious that they dragged out LiAngelo Ball to rap to the Lions fans for their most important home playoff game.
A good comment from the YouTube chat line, too. Iman Shumpert's not a bad rapper.
He's really good. And now he's on ESPN regularly on NBA Today.
We love Shump.
Yeah, he's cool.
Shump was a beast here in Sacramento.
Cool dude.
Yeah, but it's Dame. Dame's actually really good.
It is 100% Dame.
I covered him in college. Not directly, but
Sure
when
as-
he played at Weber State.
Sure as heck wasn't Marvin Bagley. Bagley dropped albums while he was here in Sacramento. Not a joke.
What?
Yeah. Marvin's...
Wait,
it wasn't
is
horrible.
that what inspired you to do Double Down?
No, bad decisions inspired me to do Double Down.
Okay.
Baby, I'm a double down.
Double Down was a follow-up to Hallelujah.
Yeah, I was sober when I did that. Believe it or not.
Are you alleging things about Marvin Bagley?
By the
No,
way-
I'm just saying I made that decision soberly.
I want to hear Hallelujah too.
No, not right now. You don't. Yeah, but Marvin Bagley did. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great.
But I don't think he should have been focusing on his rap career when he needed to be focusing on being a good Sacramento Kings player.
I don't think it mattered what he focused on. He was made out of glass. He got hurt every 4 minutes.
Well, he still played in the league.
He is still. He's in Washington.
No, he's in Dallas now.
Oh,
Yeah, he's in Dallas.
That's hilarious.
I know, right?
Someone did make the joke that because Dallas traded Luka for Anthony Davis and then Anthony Davis for Marvin
Yeah,
Bagley.
they traded for Marvin Bagley.
They traded up to the number 2 pick in the 2018 NBA draft.
Yeah, they're the idiots now, not us.
Mm-hmm.
Suckers.
Oh, yeah.
And they all made fun of Double Down, but now you're living it.
Exactly.
Ha! Idiots. Double down. Baby, I'm a double down.
Also, just as a vulnerable moment, when I was a wee child, I swore to myself, and I regret it now, that Lonzo Ball was a good rapper. Like,
told
swore
yourself
to
that?
myself. Yes.
Lonzo Ball.
Like, tried to convince myself. If you want to listen to it, it's...
I don't remember
It's
Lonzo Ball
not good.
I kind
ever.
of do.
Oh, I don't.
It was while he was at UCLA and then got drafted by the Lakers.
All right, guys. Well, we had to delay it because we had to react to what Mr. Scott Perry said earlier in the show. But right now, it's time to pick a side.
Friday raves.
Yeah,
Friday
pick a
raves.
side. Number 1, Roger Goodell. Is he the worst commissioner in all of pro sports?
No, it's Rob Manfred. It's not close. Roger Goodell's whatever, but at least he runs the most successful league on the planet. And Adam Silver's had his moments, but Adam Silver is in general a good commissioner. Rob Manfred is just a joke. He's trash. He's trash. And he doesn't even try to hide it. He's just trash. And he clearly works for the owners. Like everything that's happened with the A's and with Fisher and this botched move to Vegas and everything. Just Rob Manfred is just a waste of time. Like does absolutely nothing for the game of baseball. In fact, I think actively hurts the game of baseball. Rob Manfred, if you were to retire tomorrow, I would celebrate.
Yeah, I definitely think that Roger Goodell gets the most heat from fans, but I almost feel like that's just a part now.
He kind of leans into it,
He leans into it. He plays the part. Fans, anytime they can get an opportunity to boo him. By the way, he did not need to be the DJ at the NFL honors last night. They dressed him up in a DJ costume. Like, you don't need to go that far, Goodell. Like, just don't go that far. That actually made it worse. So I think he gets played into as being sometimes the most hated from the fans, but I would definitely agree with you. Look, he's bad. Manfred is bad. And he's done nothing to help really solidify the growth of the game.
No, it's gotten worse.
Take it to the next level. He's my choice as well.
Perpetually worse.
You're not going to believe this, guys, but I disagree. Not on the question itself. I do agree with you guys that Goodell's not the worst, but I'm going to nominate Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, as worst commissioner in the league. I don't have time to explain all the stuff behind it, but when your star player MVP of the league is doing a 6-minute press conference airing out all of your dirty laundry at her postseason presser, that is pretty high bar to clear.
Yeah, not great.
That's bad. All right, next question.
All right, pick a side. Number 2, spring training. Speaking of baseball, is this the best quote-unquote preseason in all of sports?
I do think so.
Oh, man.
Because I think spring training is a time, it's an event, it's a slow burn that you kind of celebrate and can enjoy. Now that you're locked into, no one's locked into every preseason period, but football and basketball's preseason, you just feel like you have to get through, get to the games already.
Mm-hmm.
Like football preseason, I think is terrible. Basketball preseason, we watch here in Sacramento because we're starved for basketball by that point, but it's like, whatever, just get through it. Baseball preseason, if you've never been down to spring training, it is such a fun time. It is beautiful out there.
Yep.
It's you get to actually hang out and get access to players and just take it easy and relax, and it just makes you feel like spring, summer is on the way.
Yeah.
So I think spring training is 1,000 times better than any other preseason that exists.
It's like, are you actually diagnosing the games? No. I mean, but you do actually get to see sometimes players that are making the roster.
Yep.
And you also get to see some of these big stars in short appearances.
Yeah, and your top prospects that you might be curious about.
Top prospects, but I think I love it so much because it's actually for everyone. You can be a younger person that just goes up to Arizona or down to Florida and just wants to hang out, have drinks, go to a baseball game, make it a, girls' weekend or guys' weekend. If you're older and you have kids, you can go to bring the kids to watch their favorite players, get autographs. So I think it's just such a feel-good time. And then obviously, no one's complaining about having sun when you've gone through 2-3 months of winter.
For sure.
Okay, you're not going to believe this, guys, but I disagree vehemently with you guys because you're making good points about spring training is fun if you're physically there in Arizona and Florida. For everyone else, it's garbage and worthless. Baseball games already mean nothing. The roster spots are almost always set before you get there. Maybe you get the one cool story of a AAA guy who makes it to the opening day roster or some top pick 19-year-old that makes the opening day roster.
Man, Kyle?
Yeah, it's football. Football is the best of the preseasons. Over the years, I've even gone down on football preseason, but you can find compelling storylines everywhere. And maybe that's just because the roster sizes are so big and trades happen before the season.
They don't even play anyone in preseason.
NFL had to quite literally get rid of a preseason game because no one cared about it and hated it so much, including their own players.
Yeah, but you know what? Everything around the preseason games are also interesting. So the preseason as a whole, I'm giving it to football.
All right.
Man, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're in Arizona or Florida, which I did as a kid, it's pretty boring otherwise. All right.
Question.
Number 3. Sorry to put the damper on the mood.
Kyle's really sassy today.
Someone said wet blanket.
Very sassy.
Talk about sickness. What's worse, getting the cold or getting the flu?
Oh, God.
I don't get this question. The flu is worse than the cold.
I don't know about that because a cold, depending on the type of cold you get, you still sometimes have to go work when you have a cold. Not all of us have like endless sick days or even want to take sick days because some of us just like have a honor about ourselves that we want to work.
Yes.
And so you kind of feel like you have to go into work when you have a cold.
I feel
when
that.
I get the flu, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
See you later.
Because the flu sucks.
Right. When I have a cold or a sinus infection, like I'm like, nope, got to go to work, but I feel like absolute poo.
Yeah, no, a cold is terrible because it's annoying. A flu is terrible because your body is destroyed and hates you and everything that you put into it is coming out.
Yeah.
Like a flu is horrible.
I'm on Team Matt here. It's the
Okay.
flu.
All
Although
right.
I like that. I like the premise because I do understand your point. The cold you sometimes have to power
I
through.
know.
Colds are annoying, though.
They are,
Yeah,
and they linger.
Ugh.
They linger. At least the flu, you get it out of your system.
Yeah, I just get it kind of just suffer
Sure.
for a while and just sweat it out.
Flu
Yeah.
or the cold lingers.
No, yeah, being congested for like 5 days, that's the area where it's like, I hate the cold, having a cold because just being congested is miserable.
It sucks.
And then I have to sleep with my mouth open because I can't breathe through my nose.
All right, in 2 words or less,
Okay.
what is, pick a side literally. What is your favorite Super Bowl food?
Pulled pork.
Chips and dip.
Pizza.
All right.
Pizza.
I'm a pizza guy.
Super Bowl is pizza.
All right, well, speaking of the Super Bowl, we will take a break, come back with our final preview of the Super Bowl, including something I am going to do to make it more interesting for this show and potentially torture myself in the meantime. You are listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When the game's over, the action's just getting started. Check out what's coming up on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. On February 15th, R&B legends Jodeci bring the smooth harmonies to Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Then, February 27th, get ready to laugh as comedy greats Dana Carvey and David Spade hit the stage at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. The next night, February 28th, check out Chris Isaac live at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. A night of timeless hits in that signature style. Looking for high energy action? March 7th, it's Thunder Showdown number 4 boxing at Thunder Valley. A fight night atmosphere packed with intensity. Then on March 15th, rock history rolls into town when Jefferson Starship performs live at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Concerts, comedy, and fight nights that bring the energy. Find your next big event now on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar.
High voltage live boxing action returns to the venue on March 7th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown 4, a stacked lineup featuring polished pros for a night of exhilarating boxing action you won't want to miss. Scheduled fighters include Sacramento locals Edgar Perez, Christopher Estep, and Sergio Gonzalez, as well as Bay Area fighters Dante Kirkman, Barilio Ceja Navarro, and Kyle Lakalale. Thunder Showdown 4, coming March 7th to the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Fight card subject to change.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Why, Matt?
While you're listening to this garbage, you can win something. Don't worry, I'll make it good.
Okay, make it better, please.
We have a Matt and Kayla Valentine's Day giveaway.
Yeah.
Matt and Kayla want to make your Valentine's Day special with a chance to win a $50 gift card to Madison Avenue Florist for the perfect Valentine's Day bouquet. Maybe you can give it to Kyle after he loses his job because he keeps playing this god-awful song.
I
But
love
wait,
that you guys keep forgetting.
There's more. Oh, we didn't forget. I just knew it was coming eventually. But wait, there's more. You also win a gift card for a dinner for two from Rooster on the River. Use the fork and jab it into your ears. We're looking for lucky caller number. I'm going to make you work now. Lucky caller number 12.
Jesus, Matt.
Caller number 12. Yep. Bummer, bud. 916-339-1140 to win this Valentine's Day bundle from Matt and Kayla. That's caller number 12. Take that, Kyle, at 916-339-1140.
Yeah.
Rebecca Black is ineligible to win because no one wants to go on Valentine's Day dates with her after she made this crap.
This is bad.
All right,
I mean,
it off.
how much money did she make out of
Oh,
that?
I'm sure so much.
She's probably still getting royalties.
Her parents probably made all of it. She got none of it.
I did something wrong with my life.
I know. I tried to make a bad song. I mean, I did.
You should have gotten a record deal. I would have given you a record deal out of that.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would have.
Baby, I'm a double down.
Maybe if I sang like this, I would have.
I can't. I'd rather hear the other than that.
Whatever.
All right.
This is a story for another time, but did you know there's a pop star who released one song as a child in the 2010s who's now like a CEO of a major company?
Who is that?
I have to look up her name
Okay.
again. It's Bridget something.
Really?
Bridget something or another. Congratulations to you.
Bridget Melder, I think. Melder.
So she made like one-hit wonder and then became.
She was also a child actor, so then from child acting did the
Yeah.
natural transition to music. One song, absolute banger, was great, and then became, I think went to like one of the MITs or something and is now a CEO.
Dang. Dreams
This
do
is
come
Super
true.
Bowl 60, right?
Yeah.
I hate Roman numerals.
I do too.
I hate them.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you something right now. I have to actually go in and like have them told to me.
Yeah. No, I
'Cause
Google
that's
them.
how much I hate
LX is
them.
easy because I know X is 10.
Yeah,
L I
yeah.
figured was 50.
I'm not doing Roman
Yeah,
numerals.
as soon
I'm
as you
sorry.
like last
I'm just
year's
not.
the L what was it? LV I
Yeah, 'cause
LV
it's 59.
Yeah, I was like I don't know what any of this
No,
means.
I'm with you. Don't put any of the Roman numerals in front of me.
Well, at least your team is playing in Super Bowl LX
That's
at
right.
Levi Stadium.
That's true.
Taking over the 49ers locker room. That's so crazy to me. Like it's the home locker room.
I even admit as a Seahawks fan, it's
That's
freaking crazy.
crazy.
And I wouldn't want that for, if the Niners were playing up in Seattle in a Super Bowl. That'd be odd.
There's got to be unwritten rules, you think?
I mean, I would think so,
hey,
but
if you have George Kittle's locker, like, relax. And
I know.
there's going to be, I don't think they're going to put all new carpet in there. They'll probably put like a rug or something over the Niners logos and stuff over the. But like, let's
sure.
not disparage anything. Like, hey,
Yeah.
leave it better than you found it, right? Like that's what all our high school coaches did, right? Anytime you'd go on the road in high school, it's like, hey, this is someone else's school, someone else's space. Leave it better than you found it, type
Right.
thing. But like that's a holy place.
It's a holy place. It's funny when I was covering the Nashville Predators. Actually, I'll go all the way up to Columbus when I covered the Blue Jackets, and that was my first NHL team I covered. And one of the first stories that I did was on the logo, because in hockey, especially, you do not
Step on the logo.
step on the logo. And there were so many new reporters that didn't know that. And then they do it. And I'm not joking you. It would be so awkward when players were in there. Like, they would get mad about it. So I just was like, I'm just doing this story to let everybody know, like, don't step on it.
See, I didn't know that. So I would have 100% done that without knowing.
So I did it to help my fellow reporters and people that were in there, because it's a no-no. And then players, like, get awkward with you. So, yeah, the more you know about locker rooms. I don't know if that's an NFL thing. I think
that's big in college too. A lot of colleges, like, you do not step on the logo.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's in the field of play, there's nothing you can do about it. But if it's like in your locker room
Right.
or in a hallway or whatever, like you do not step on the logo.
Exactly.
But in college, it's also like you don't plant the flag at center field.
Well, we know what happened to Ohio State-Michigan game.
Yikes. I kind of think that flag planting is cool, though. It's like, this is our territory now.
That's deadly.
I know. I didn't say I'd do it. I'm not trying to die.
I know.
But I think it's kind of fun.
It is wild.
But I would not. And a bunch of hockey players that would kill me if I would not.
They'd take you out with one
not come close to stepping on their logo. I still have to get out to a Sharks game. I've never been.
I think there's something we could all do. Just get a group of us going out to a Sharks game.
I've never
this
been
year.
to an NHL game, period.
Oh
it's
my
like,
god!
What are you doing,
you gotta go in
out.
person.
Yeah,
you gotta go in person.
Never gone.
Yep,
never gone. And I certainly won't be going to a Super Bowl anytime soon unless I'm covering it, because I looked up the cheapest price of tickets right now are $4,065 for quite literally, Kayla, the last row.
Not in my budget.
$4,000.
Yeah, not in my budget.
What would it have to be?
Mm-hmm.
Like if Wazoo made it all the way to the college football championship game, like what would it have to be for you to spend, let's say, not even 4,000, let's say 4 digits on a ticket to go and see something?
Yeah.
Is there a concert artist? Is there what would it be?
No, so I'm spoiled. I'm sure you guys are spoiled. Being in this business my whole career, I don't know anything else but being front row on the sideline, where the action is. That's where I like to watch my stuff.
Yeah.
Or I want to be right in the action.
Yeah, nosebleeds are tough now.
I can't even touch anything close to a nosebleed.
Yep.
And so if I'm going to spend 4 digits on going to see my Cougs play for a college, national championship, I want to be front row or on the field. Like I want like the drink package. I want to go on the field after. I want to be in the locker room interviewing after. I want the full package.
So that's not even the cheapest ticket then. Like the cheapest ticket would have to be then like $500.
Yeah.
But you would have to, if you're getting a lower bowl, you'd have to be $1,000. You'd pay $1,000 to get lower bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ask myself this question all the time, because when the Kings and Warriors played, that was the most expensive opening round playoff ticket I think ever.
Rightfully so.
And that place sold out. And I'm very fortunate to do what I do.
I
It's
know,
not
we're
a humble,
spoiled.
I'm very fortunate, because the way I always answer the question about like what I do is, if I didn't do what I do, I would spend the money that you can definitely make more money elsewhere. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
I would make a lot more money if I worked for a tech company or something.
Correct.
If they'd ever hire my dumb brain. But if I made more money doing something else, I would use that money to buy like season tickets to be a Kings fan.
Because that's what you're passionate about.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been able to avoid or even stomach not being in the Golden One Center for at least one of those two, it ended up being 4 Kings-Warriors playoff games.
No way.
So it is Kings related, I guess. I would probably, if the Kings made it to the NBA Finals and it was Game 7,
you're gonna.
I think it's like, all right, $4,000. I got to find a way.
Yep.
I don't think I'm taking my wife and paying $8,000.
No, put it on. What is that thing called? Like Afterpay or whatever, where you pay it off. Like they've got.
Oh yeah,
these,
the thing people keep making memes for.
Right, they have all that stuff now.
So like on PayPal and other platforms, you can like do installments of payments.
Yep.
And then people keep making memes about it because you can do it on things like Chipotle.
Yep.
And so people are like, I'm financing a burrito, or they're like, there's never been a greater sign of a recession coming when people are financing their burritos.
Exactly. It's pretty funny.
So the spread has dropped a little bit. When we first knew the matchup was Seahawks versus Patriots, going back to after the NFC and AFC championship games, the spread was 4.5.
Correct.
Now it's 3.5, -3.5 in favor of the Seattle Seahawks. Regardless, it sounds like people are expecting a close game. And then what Stacy told us, we had Stacy Dales on earlier in the show, and that was wonderful. She was talking about expecting it not to be a high-scoring game, expecting it to be kind of a low-scoring defensive battle. I know that's not the most thrilling thing for the casual viewer, but defensive battles can still be very, very entertaining, especially in the Super Bowl. It sounds like we're in with the injuries that both Drake May and Sam Darnold, both of them not massive, but could play a factor. It sounds like we're in for a pretty close game, and you have certain feelings about Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl coming down to the wire.
Yeah, I do. And look, Malcolm Butler, who I ended up covering in my career, he was a Titan. So that was very awkward. I wanted to punch him sometimes in the
bud.
locker room, but then I realized you're a professional, Kayla. You got to do your job. You cover him now. But yeah, it gives you kind of flashbacks of that moment, and when the Seahawks did not win their second Super Bowl in that situation. But I say that it could come down to the wire in this one too, just because Stacey mentioned, and she's been with the Seahawks covering them all week, and is really just convinced defensively we know who the Seahawks are, but obviously with Mike Vrabel, that's how he's prided himself on winning these underdog close games in the past. I wouldn't take anything away from that either. And again, Sam Darnold is not the end-all be-all quarterback. We all were like, oh my gosh, he's going to come in here and he's Matthew Stafford.
Sure.
That's not how he's viewed. So I think it could be coming down to a field goal or something that close. And by the way, special teams sometimes they get not talked about enough in these types of games where, your kicker could be the difference between winning and losing a game.
Yeah.
Which is also really wild to think about.
This season in particular, it feels like we've had more game-winning field goals, but also more special teams botches than ever before. So sometimes the Super Bowl tells the story of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a special teams element to that.
And I know, Myers, who kicks for the Seahawks, there were some moments where he's been really good this season overall, but there were some moments, in postseason where I kind of was okay, are we here? Are we jinxing yourself out in certain situations? I think he'll be fine, but there are always those, you never know with kickers. It's so mind related with these guys. You never know what it's going to be like when the game is on the line.
Also, I just got to say, the most valuable player on the Seahawks might be their punter. Their punter is awesome.
He's so good.
If there's ever going to be a Hall of Fame punter from this generation, it's probably going to be that dude.
You're right, and field position doesn't get enough credit sometimes also in these big games, so that's something to watch.
We got TC on hold. He wants to talk about Scott Perry. TC, we'll get to you towards the end of the segment here because we're doing a little bit of Super Bowl talk before we get to Kyle's curveball and then crosstalk with Whitey and Allen. Guys, selfishly, I need a reason to care about this game more. And I know my co-host in Kayla Anderson is diehard Seattle Seahawks all the way. Now, she'll be at least a little bit happy for Mike Vrabel should the Patriots win this game.
Hey, that's Coach Vrabes based
Coach
on
Vrabes.
there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just call him Vrabes.
Yeah, well, Vrabes.
Oh, he's just Vrabes.
she's on that
hey,
level.
Vrabes.
To me,
on a first name basis. They were texting earlier this week.
No, to me,
he
it's
said
just
congrats on the new job. So
it's Coach Mike Vrabel, sir, to me, but to Kayla, it's Vrabes.
Her old buddy Vrabes. She's hanging out.
She's putting it aside a little bit because first and foremost, she's a Seattle, or no, you're not a Seattle girl. How dare I?
No, I'm not.
You're
from
a
Seattle.
Washington girl.
Yeah, from Spokane.
A Spokane girl from Washington.
Oh, better be careful, Matt. She'll fight you.
You're from your.
I'm from Spokompton.
Is that a thing?
No, it's a real thing.
Spokompton?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's what we call it.
I don't know. Matt and I want to touch that.
The real ones, no. Okay, moving on.
I'm not a real one. Did not know that.
I guess not. But the only thing I know about Spokane is they have that crazy 3-on-3 basketball tournament there, right?
Hoop Fest. It's one of the best things you'll ever go to. By the way, you guys should go up to Hoop Fest. It's incredible.
I hear about it every year because
basketball.
People blow out their Achilles and ACLs rampantly there, right?
Yeah. And there's pros that go and play. Kevin Durant one year, when I think he first got drafted by the Sonics RP, was up there. So
someone should make a documentary about that place.
Yes, they should. Spookaloo is what someone called it.
Spookaloo. All right.
For that too.
So you're obviously invested in the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
You want them to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's no fun if I'm on your side.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
I got to be against you.
Okay.
Right? Just for the sake of the show.
I get it.
Now, how do I don't like the Patriots. I've spent a lifetime rooting against the Patriots. So how do I make it so it is in my best interest for the Patriots to beat the Seahawks for the sake of this show?
Okay.
Pain.
Oh, no.
Pain.
I'm good at that. I love pain.
She didn't blink when she said it. She looked into my
I
soul
do,
wide-eyed and
though.
said, I love pain.
I'm crazy, man.
All right, well, okay. Well, maybe then you'll take this bet on too if you're like this. Are you familiar with the show Hot Ones?
No,
it's not what you think.
What?
Hot Ones. It's the show. It's on YouTube where they're doing
I get
interviews
what
while
Kayla-
eating very spicy wings.
Okay, I have not watched that.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
I know. It took me a second. I was like, just aggressive reaction to chicken wings.
Ew.
Hot Ones.
Okay, I don't know. I guess Hot Ones means something different up in Spokane.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt, what are you watching?
Yeah, Hot Ones, a show about very spicy wings.
Okay.
They have you've
don't
seen
like
clips.
spice.
You have to have seen like the celebrities go on and
Yes, I have.
Yeah, surely
Yes,
you've seen
I
clips.
have.
And typically
with the guy who looks like J Mars.
Typically, Sean Evans. Typically, you will see clips of these celebrities reacting to or trying to survive what's called da bomb.
Yeah.
Da bomb is not the hottest hot sauce that they have on the show, but da bomb is liquid gasoline that melts your face.
Ew.
And I have had it before.
What?
A friend of mine, who I cannot mention on this radio station for obvious reasons, he and I had a bet because he was a Warriors fan. I'm a Kings fan, obviously. We had a bet after, not the playoffs, but I think it was the year after the playoffs, the Kings and Warriors played on opening night. So we had a bet that whoever wins or loses will have to take a bite of Da Bomb or we'll have to eat some Da Bomb while we're doing a podcast. So we had to continue to talk about the game while having Da Bomb. I have had Da Bomb. Shockingly, the Kings lost to the Warriors in that game. It's awful, but I survived it. And it's great content. And I have the bottle of Da Bomb at home in my office as part of my podcast set. I'm not saying you have to take this on.
Oh, no.
But I am willing.
Damn it.
If the Patriots lose to the Seahawks, I will take a chip and a bite of Da Bomb on this show during a segment.
Oh, my gosh.
Content.
Wait, what do I have to do?
Nothing. Well, you can either take the challenge if you want, or for the Seahawks winning or losing, or nothing. I just needed
I can do something. I just don't know if I can. I'm like the worst spice person ever.
I love spicy food with zero spice tolerance. I don't do well with flaming hot Cheetos after a while. Like, I'm like, I got to take a break.
Okay.
Hot tamales, I can eat. Like, that's
Okay.
fine. I love spicy food. I'm just not very good with it. But Da Bomb, I've survived it, so I know it's not terrible.
And how much of a how much do I have to eat?
Oh, it's just a little dab on it. If you take more than a little dab, you're gonna die. And it's
Really?
No, I'm just being.
I've seen celebrities crumble at the Da Bomb.
I'll show you the video during the break. You can tell me before we go to Kyle's curveball. You can watch the video of me taking Da Bomb or having Da Bomb the first time, and you can decide whether or not you want to take the bet based off that. But for the sake of these viewers, I will, if your Seattle Seahawks defeat now my New England Patriots,
I know,
which sounds
who are
gross.
giant underdogs.
So weird right
They're not
now.
giant underdogs. They're
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
I will take a dab of Da Bomb on this show.
So what I'm going to say, if I take this on, then the next bet I get to make. And if you lose.
Oh, no, I'm scared of your bets.
You have to do it.
Wait, what?
So
What?
the next bet that we would make on something,
Okay.
then I get a pick.
So
the bet.
if you decide to take
Right.
on this challenge,
Right.
then you choose the next bet.
Regardless if I win or lose.
And I have to do it.
Yeah. No. You just have to make the bet with that.
No, but I mean, I there's no like saying no to the bet.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that deal.
Okay.
But I'll let you get the commercial break to
Okay.
think about it. You can watch the video, see my reaction to
Okay.
it, and you can decide if you really want to take it on. It's a fun challenge.
Okay.
It's not
All
fun
right.
when you're in it, but it's great content. It's wonderful content.
You thought that my facial expressions were bad on the chat now. Just wait.
It's going to be
So
great.
well, I guess we should also ask this up front. What is the hottest thing you've ever had before this?
I don't eat hot.
Really? Oh,
I
I've taken
I
on
literally don't eat hot.
I've taken on wing challenges.
Not me.
that
I
are
lived in
like-
Nashville and I never had anything
Really?
even remote. I hate hot stuff.
Oh, Nashville
Spicy stuff.
Nashville's chicken sandwiches are the best. Even though they burn like you know what, they're the best.
That's
they're
why.
so good.
That's why I never had them though. 'cause
Spice is so good. It just
I don't.
hurts.
I don't like it.
Because I feel like this could be a peer pressure situation, and I want to alleviate it too. If you don't want to do it, also
Oh, no, yeah.
someone else
Don't-
can
don't do
take
it.
it. Don't feel like you have to do this because
no,
Matt
I now want to do my bet on Matt.
Oh, you
'Cause
have
it's
you
a
have something
different
you want to
type of-
hold
it's
over
a different
Matt.
type of hot. Like,
are you? No, I know where you're going with this.
Baby!
Are you talking icy hot?
No.
Oh.
But it has to do with hot.
Now I want to know. Because if it's icy hot, I've seen what people do with icy hot, and there's no chance in hell.
It's not icy hot. You want to know?
Sure.
Oh boy.
What is that?
Matt
what HR
has to
violation?
go to an hour and 15 hot yoga class with me.
Oh, I'll take that
and
bet.
finish the entire thing.
I'll die, but I'll take that bet. 100%. I've always wanted to try that. It looks miserable, but I've always wanted to try that.
Okay.
So
wait, what are we including this in the Super Bowl?
No.
Or this is something
This
different?
is for the next wager we make.
Bet that we're gonna make.
No matter what, if you take this deal or not, I will do that bet in a future situation.
Okay.
Because I'm intrigued by that for sure.
Perfect.
That's also more fun.
That is definitely more fun. That is definitely
I've
more
gotten
fun.
some mixed reviews when I've asked people to do that.
Trust me, when I'm in it, I'll probably be like, this sucks.
And
because
I
am
can't
not flexible.
you can't sit down unless it's a given sit down moment.
I am not flexible.
Right.
And I do not enjoy sweating profusely. You are all psychopaths who do this, by the way.
Oh, I do
but
this.
I
like,
will do it.
It's like my sleep. I can do this in my sleep.
Cool flex, bro.
So, okay, this is a follow-up question because I know, like, we've talked to Kayla before and she's like, I'm at yoga. Is this every time you're going to yoga, you're doing hot yoga?
Yes.
Really? That's like 5 days a week.
What?
You're close to it.
What? So, where in your brain did you decide, hey, you know what I want to do? Bend my leg behind my head while roasting. Why?
Because it's pain.
It is?
Yeah, it's just like I
thought it was just uncomfortable. It hurts?
No, like it's pain in the moment, like when you have to hold poses and like your like sweat's dripping down. But in the end, it's all worth it because you feel like great. And you just like got rid of all your toxins.
Y'all, it must feel great if y'all keep doing that.
Yeah. No, it's not pain like it hurts.
Yeah, I got someone.
Maybe it does.
Banta the Young says, dude, hot yoga is no joke. Now I'm getting scared.
I'm excited. That's what I wanted the reaction to be.
But we're going to have to wait until there's another
We need to find a wager for that one. But I will do, at least for content purposes, this is
if the Seahawks lose.
If the Seahawks lose, then you would in theory have to do the hot chip if you want to do it. But I'm telling you, I will do it if, and they're supposed to, the New England Patriots lose.
Okay.
If the Seahawks win on Monday, this coming Monday, we will do a segment where you're going to have to carry the crap out of it because I'm going to be dying. But I will eat a chip.
It's not just a segment. I promise you, it's going to be worse than that.
I can survive.
Serious?
I've been
That's
through
how bad it is?
Have you been through it?
I've been through hot challenges before, but not da bomb specifically.
Yeah, no, I've been through the bomb. It'll be bad for about 15 minutes, and then I'll be all right.
But what if it's me?
I don't know.
I don't think I'll be all right. I think I might die on the set.
Well, as long as we get it on camera. Ratings.
I'm trying to live past, a certain age.
If it helps too, I'm Team Seahawks, so one of us will do it.
Right.
That way there will be a payoff.
Okay, perfect.
All right. One of you two will take the Da Bomb hot chip, and I will take the Da Bomb hot chip.
To clarify, I don't want to do it, but we need a payoff on the other side. So either me or Kayla will do it.
I love these
Chris,
guys.
if you're listening, clip this and put it on social media so I cannot get out of it. If the New England Patriots lose in the Super Bowl on Sunday, I will take the Da Bomb challenge again. But if they win, either Kayla or Kyle will have to do the same challenge on Monday's show.
There we go.
We have 72 hours and a theoretical Seahawks loss, which, by the way, is not going to happen, to decide.
Yep.
I can't wait.
It's fun. It sucks, but it's fun.
And then my yoga bet gets to get put.
Yeah,
into
the hot
something.
yoga bet, we will do it another time, but you'll have to choose what the situation is.
Okay.
You'll have to choose what the situation
maybe like
is.
the NBA like finals or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Really quick, because we're not going to have time to talk about this until, never, because we have Kyle's curveball coming up next. But Saturday, in addition to Keon Ellis's return and Dennis Schroeder's return, it's singles night at the Golden One Center. Who thought of that? I love it, but who thought of that?
And who's going? I'd like to know.
Or is anybody?
Seriously.
Is anybody going?
We'll take the phone call if you call in and say you're going.
Is anybody going to date somebody at the Kings?
Truly a terrible idea. I think it's speed dating, I think is how it's going to work.
You've got to be kidding
If they have
me.
like an area on the concourse set up, because they'll do like flu shots on the concourse and stuff like that.
Right.
If they have an area set up on the concourse for like singles mingling, I can't participate, happily married, but I would love to watch.
Oh, yeah.
But Matt,
just
why?
I mean, I guess in fairness, if you're signing up for date at night at the Kings game.
I'm not going to loom over their table like a creep, just like, yeah, talk to each other. But I'm going to pay attention to the awkwardness that happens.
Yeah, I mean.
Be great. And I already told Scott Moak, and he agreed. Scott Moak, the great PA announcer of the Kings, there will be a kiss cam on singles night at the Golden One.
Kyle, you better not be watching.
Yeah, well, Kyle didn't like it anyway. All right, we'll take the break. When we come back, it's Kyle's curveball. Plus, we'll see if Kayla's accepting it anyway, but we'll see if Kayla forces Kyle to do my bet. That's all coming up next here on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let him know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI. Or on the free KNCI app.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
How far do you hit your 7-iron? The answers will tell you which tees to play, according to Josh Sens in Golf Magazine. Deep down, you know you shouldn't be playing from the tips, but it's common for golfers to play from too far back. Aside from higher scores, rounds become a grind and golf becomes much less fun. After several years of research, the USGA unveiled a new data-driven offering to find the proper tees called Best Tees. If you know how far you hit your 7-iron, Best Tees will tell you which tee boxes to play. A typical male golfer should be playing from 6,100 yards and a typical female golfer from 4,400 yards. Most players have a good idea of their 7-iron distance, with average male's distance of 138 yards and average female's of 100 yards. Throw out the occasional perfect shot, which travels more than those distances, and concentrate on your average. This will allow you to reach the vicinity of most greens in regulation and let you hit a variety of clubs on approach shots. Leave your ego at home and give it a chance. You'll have more fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
If you missed it, I just made a bet with Kayla. If the New England Patriots lose in the Super Bowl, which in theory they're supposed to, I will eat a bite of Da Bomb here on the show on Monday. So we'll see if that plays out. Before we get to Kyle's curveball, TC's been waiting on the line. What's up, TC? TC.
Uh-oh.
Yo, TC, going once, going twice. Gone.
Dang, TC.
Sorry, TC. TC's probably getting his weekend started early.
He might be.
All right, it's time. Let's do a little bit of a Kyle's curveball.
Yes, it's time for Kyle's curveball with me, your host, the white Ernie Johnson.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That is a joke that 5 people who are definitely not listening right now will find hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Today is Super Bowl Friday, so we got a little Super Bowl theme to this thing.
Okay.
All right.
The Super Bowl, one of the weird new traditions is all these weird props that come up around the Super Bowl.
Prop bets.
So I've assembled here for us 14 prop bets around the internet that someone somewhere can place legal American currency on.
Nice.
Wow, crazy.
These are all real. And these are all available somewhere.
Right.
So to steal a bit from the old midday show, it's time for a little prop talk.
Let's go.
All right. So we got 14 of these, so
Okay.
plan accordingly, you guys, with your answers.
Got it.
First one, we are over under 120 seconds on the national anthem, which is being performed by Charlie Puth.
I am going to put a quick pause really quick on this to inform everybody I am apparently not legally allowed to do the bomb. So we will switch it to Kayla's
Hot yoga?
We will switch it to hot yoga. All right, hold on. New cut here for social media. If the New England Patriots lose in the Super Bowl to the Seattle Seahawks, I will have to endure a hot yoga session with Kayla Anderson.
Yes.
All right. There you go.
On your own time, away from work.
Yes, on my.
If legal is listening.
We're not going to do it on the air.
Right. That would be fun. But
I know. I'm just saying, if legal is listening.
No fun, man. The bomb's fine, but all right, legal. I mean, boring. Anyway, Kyle's curveball. What was the first prop bet? I'm so sorry.
National anthem, 120 seconds over under. Charlie Puth is performing.
Under.
I'll go under. Charlie's got pop to it. Charlie, speed it up.
All right, number 2, coin toss, heads or tails?
Tails never fails.
I'm gonna go tails too.
All right, number 3, will Chris Collinsworth bring back the slide at his opening intro for the Super Bowl? He hasn't done it in recent years, but there was one time where he did it earlier this season, and will he slide in when introduced by Mike Tirico?
I'm saying no. I don't think it's like a professional moment.
I'll say yes just to be different.
By the way, yes is plus 200, no is minus 250.
I'll do yes. Why not?
I'll do no.
All right. Next one. Will Mike Tirico say the words Super Bowl 60 in his opening kickoff monologue?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we're both on the yes side here. This one is a 0.5, so will this happen or won't this happen? 0.5 mentions of the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift wedding during the Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure it's happening. They have a national audience. Absolutely.
But neither is
Doesn't
involved.
matter. It's a national audience.
I'm gonna say no.
It's the biggest event until Travis Kelce and Bubba's wedding. Taylor Swift.
No.
All right, we're on opposite sides here. We have over under 5.5 mid-game promos for the Winter Olympics.
Oh.
Not commercials, just specifically mid-game promos.
Mid-game.
So either coming back from a commercial break or Tirico cutting away to do a live read.
I'm gonna say over.
Over. Yeah, I'll go over.
Okay, we got a couple overs there. We have 1.5 mentions of the Malcolm Butler interception during the Super Bowl broadcast. Sorry,
Just because
Kayla.
I don't want to hear it, I'm going under.
Come on. It's over. Oh, it's over.
Do this to me.
Any interception is going to bring that up. It's over. They're going to mention it at least pregame, and then if it happens again, it's over.
Malcolm Butler probably made so much money this week doing speaking engagements.
Yeah.
There are actually multiple Mike Vrabel props.
Oh, God.
Over under 3.5 Mike Vrabel chest bumps on the broadcast. These are all real, as I want to mention.
I know one that I know I would go over on that one. And how many was the? What was it?
3.5 chest bumps.
I'm going under on the chest bumps.
I'll go under too.
All right, we have yes or no. Will they show footage of Mike Vrabel as a player?
Oh.
On the broadcast.
How many?
It's just a yes or no.
Yes. Yes.
Could be a photo as well, I
yes.
believe.
No.
Not a mention, just they have to show some sort of imagery.
Yeah, no. No.
Will there be a streaker on the field? Yes, plus 300. No, minus 500.
No.
Remember that time the streaker ran on the field and bet on himself?
Security is nuts.
At the Super Bowl.
Nuts at Super Bowl. Like, nuts. It's not happening.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we got a few more here. Seahawks, will they score an odd number of points or an even number of points in the game?
Ooh. I'm going to go odd.
I'll go even just to be different.
All right, Patriots, will they score an odd number of points or even number of points?
Even, just to be opposite.
Odd, just to be opposite.
Will there be a score in the final 60 seconds of regulation?
Yes. There will.
Yeah, I think so too.
Can be anything.
Yeah,
I
there
think
will,
so.
for sure.
The
It's
final-
gonna be close.
All right, and then second to last one. The first shout out or thank you from the Super Bowl MVP after receiving the trophy. Some of your odds are minus 135 God or Jesus,
Oh, gosh.
minus 105 teammates, plus 1400 the city or the fans, plus 1600 family, and plus 2200 coach.
Ooh, I'm going to say...
Also plus 3,000 for none.
Teammates.
Okay, teammates is your pick.
Yeah, teammates
that's
was
fine.
gonna be mine, but I'll do something different. Let's do fans in the city.
Okay, teammates and God/Jesus are the heavy favorites.
Okay.
And then the last one I have for us is the Super Bowl Gatorade bath.
Oh, this is the best.
So many years.
What color is it? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Many years ago, when I used to do a podcast, every year around the Super Bowl, I would give a dissertation about the long and illustrious history of the Super Bowl Gatorade bath. Since we're short on time, I will give you guys the Spark Notes version of this. The first Super Bowl Gatorade bath happened in 1986 when the Chicago Bears dunked Mike Ditka. But the first Gatorade bath in sports actually happened a year earlier when a New York Giants player who was being bullied and belittled by head coach Bill Parcells decided after a regular season game, a victory over Washington, to dunk Parcells with Gatorade to have him stop making fun of him. And apparently it worked. Parcells stopped being mean to said player after the fact. That's the first evidence ever of a Gatorade bath.
Wow.
Now, they've done this every year for the past 25 years, and I have the history of the Gatorade baths here. Most common is orange with 5. Purple has come up 4 times. Blue has come up 4 times. The lemon lime flavor has come up 4 times. There has been no Gatorade bath 4 times, but not since 2017 when this prop bet kind of became more of a popular thing. Clear or water has happened 4 times. They were all in a row from 2006 until 2009. This is a weird one. Despite the fact that red is the most popular Gatorade flavor, red has never in the last 25 years been the color, despite being the most sold flavor of Gatorade. Same team, you would think, might have their color get dunked on them after winning the Super Bowl, but that's not necessarily the case. Only 4 times in the last 15 years has a team had the same color of their jerseys be the color that dunked them. Only time purple's been used in the last 15 years, the Chiefs did it twice. Only time the lemon lime has been used, the Eagles did it twice. Interesting note. Just in case you're wondering, the last time the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, they were orange. The Patriots have won 6 Super Bowls. They went no dunk, clear, blue, no dunk, blue in their timelines.
Well, the no dunks have more to do with Belichick, I think, than anything else.
Point.
Vrabel is 100% getting dunked.
Yeah, and Mike McDonald, I think.
Yeah, Mike McDonald's getting dunked.
Anyways, that is my brief dissertation of the history. Your odds this year are: the favorite is orange, plus 225. The lemon lime flavor is 260. Blue is plus 260. Purple, longer odds at plus 750. Red is plus 1100, and no Gatorade bath or clear is, clear is plus 1100, no Gatorade bath is plus 1100.
Lemon lime for me.
Oh, that's what I was going to go with,
were?
so I'll go different. I'll do purple.
Okay.
Purple.
Ooh, Matt feeling a little dangerous, long odds.
Feeling purple. I mean, orange is the most common Gatorade flavor I see on sidelines, period.
Yeah, and I don't like orange.
And lemon lime is high up there, too.
Yeah.
But I'll go with purple.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with
fair.
purple, just to be different.
I like it.
The Chiefs did it 2 years in a row when they beat the 49ers.
Do we get to
and
make
beat
good
the
on our bets?
Huh?
Like, do we just got to see if we hit on them?
Yeah, we'll just go through and
Okay,
see
cool.
which prop bets we hit.
I just go cool. Like, cool and I
Cool.
don't know what I was just saying.
Well, that has been
It's a
our
Friday.
Super Bowl prop talk for Kyle's Curveball. Thank you for participating and hearing my dissertation on the Gatorade.
Yeah, we'll have to do a segment Monday. Monday. There you go.
Perfect.
Brain. We'll have to do a segment on Monday to talk about those prop bets and see how many we hit, how many we didn't.
Well, now I'm going to have to count Winter Olympics promos during the freaking broadcast now.
Oh, that's true. Well, if you just
They
look
should
them
have all
online,
of
they'll
them,
show
yeah.
who won and lost them online, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Surely someone. Well, if you don't get some of them, that's okay. Whichever ones we do get, we will.
I'll have to ask Schmal and Miles and see if he has the answers for us on Monday.
Schmal and Miles is going to be all over all of that stuff. Speaking of, that's actually that's a different person. I'm not Schmal and Miles, but Alan Stiles.
There we go.
Will be joining us with our crosstalk coming up here in just a little bit. We'll also be joined by Whitey Gleason. Those two will take you all the way up until game night with Scott Marsh before the Kings and the Clippers take the floor tonight inside of the Golden One Center. Kayla, do you mind stalling for time really quick while I look up the NBA injury report for tonight? Because
yes.
I hear some people saying that Domantas Sabonis is not playing, and I want to confirm it.
Yes, there was some news that maybe Domantas Sabonis was not playing tonight. It looked to be back soreness.
Yes, Domantas Sabonis is out with lower back soreness. Keegan Murray also out, been out. Isaiah Stevens also out for two-way purposes. Everybody else is available to go. As for the LA Clippers, they'll have no Bradley Beal. He's out. No Darius Garland is still out with his trade pending. Isaiah Jackson and Benedict Mathurin all still out as well with their trades pending. So their trades haven't gone through yet. So we won't get to see the Clippers debuts of those players. We will, though, it seems like, get to see Kawhi Leonard tonight. And then in terms of the Cleveland Cavaliers on Saturday, they have not submitted their injury report yet. Of course, the Kings, we don't know yet because they're playing tonight. But all expectations are that both Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis will be playing in those games on Saturday. So that there's at least reason for me to be excited about that. I'm very curious to see what the crowd looks like tonight at Kings and Clippers.
Same here.
I don't think it's going to be great.
Nope.
Don't think it's going to be too great. So we'll see how that game goes. But
I'm excited to get the update.
When we come back, Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles, the Drive Guys join us for a little bit of crosstalk. We wrap up the week of Matt and Kayla right here on Sactown Sports.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
NBA fans don't just watch the game, they live it. So stream like you're courtside with NBA League Pass, your ticket to all the action. Watch your favorite team shine and catch the league's brightest stars and rising stars at the same time with multi-view on your favorite devices. From the plays you can't believe to the most live games and the drama that comes with it. If it happens on the court, it's happening on NBA League Pass.
Only select out-of-market games available. Blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1-800 exchange 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. I mean, mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
High Voltage Live Boxing returns to the venue on March 7th as Uppercut Promotions presents 6 of Northern California's top fighters. Thunder Showdown March 7th at the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets at Ticketmaster. Fight card subject to change.
Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Wrapping up the week with everybody's favorite game.
Yeah!
It's Football Feud.
Not everybody's favorite, apparently.
Alan loves it. He can't wait to play.
He's got the emoji face palm.
It's old midday show versus midday or new, current, better, worse, whoever. Depends on who you ask.
Fresh
Midday
versus
show.
old and busted? Is that what you're saying?
Fresh versus ancient. Wrinkled versus fair-skinned. I don't know.
Fair skin.
Isn't that like wrinkles versus... Is that what you say when
No,
you don't have wrinkles?
smooth.
Smooth skin.
Smooth
That's
skin.
what they say. I don't know. I don't know anything about skincare.
Don't make fun of me, Casper, the friendly ghost over here.
I was going to say...
Can we get this over with?
Love the enthusiasm
yes, Alan,
for our
whatever
team.
you like.
Please. We've got Alan and Kyle against the defending champions, Matt and Kayla.
Hey.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I just follow my captain.
Mm-hmm. All right, you're still the captain, right? So you're up first?
Always.
We
Yeah.
won with her as captain.
Alan, are you up first here?
No, Kyle is.
Alan's never the captain. Remember, he's the selfish one on the bench
Alan's
complaining about
Alan
time.
is,
All right.
Alan's passing every time.
Shout your name here to buzz in. We have the top 6 answers on the board.
Block.
Okay.
On a block.
Top 6 answers on the board. So, Kyle, Kayla, 2 Ks. Can you name the team that scored the most points in a single Super Bowl game? I heard the buzz from Kyle, yes.
That would be the San Francisco 49ers.
That is correct with 55.
Oh, man.
Number 1 answer, which gives you the opportunity to pass
or
play.
How many answers are on? We're going to play, but how many answers were on the board?
There are 6, and I just want to
They're not
clarify,
getting that.
the 49ers would also rank in this list for their 49-point game, but each team can only be on here once, so just so you know.
He wants to
49ers
play.
number 1
He's
answer.
saying
They're
play.
not getting that.
That's your
Oh,
captain.
we're playing.
No,
Yeah.
Alan
they're not
Styles.
getting that.
It's
Alan,
Alan.
you're
It's
up.
about the fun of the game.
Yeah.
Who wants to come to the feud and pass?
Me.
Name the team that scored the most points in a single Super Bowl game. Alan, San Francisco 49ers. Your partner nailed that. Number 1 answer. With 55.
I'm just going to guess the Rams. They score points.
Los Angeles Rams swing and a miss, strike 1.
Famously scored 13 points in that Super Bowl against the
Aren't
Patriots.
they the greatest show on turf?
They did. Yes, they did.
A long time ago. Alan.
Strike 1.
Let's
All
go
right.
with the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks, against Denver. They scored 43. That's number 5 on the list.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Alan, back to you. You got 2 of the 6, only 1 strike again you.
I'm just basing it on appearances. So wait. So
You're not committed to this.
yeah, I'm just basing it on appearances. So I'll say Patriots is based on the numbers.
The New England Patriots?
Yeah.
No. That's
The other
strike 2.
Doing a great job. Okay.
They've certainly had
been-
some
Kyle's
some
been-
prolific
he's been
Super
on
Bowls.
Kyle's been really sassy today,
He's on
so
one.
don't
I said
take it.
pass.
Looking for the teams that scored the most in a single Super Bowl game. You got number 1, San Francisco, 55. You got number 5, Seattle with 43. But you do have 2 strikes against.
Can I go with the Washington, formerly racial slurs, now Commanders?
Well, they scored 42 points in the Super Bowl. Is that enough? Yes, number 6. Over to Alan
Yeah,
Stiles.
Doug Williams.
Only 3 left on the board, Alan. The teams that have scored the most points in a single Super Bowl.
Surely you won't be so responsible for
Alan.
all
2
three
strikes against you, though.
You don't strike out. You're a baseball player.
Hold on.
If you fumble here, Matt and Kayla can steal, scoop, and score and win.
I mean, I know they scored a lot. I don't know if it was enough. The Eagles?
The Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah.
That's for you.
I know.
Survey says swing and a miss, strike 3, and you're out. So over to Matt and Kayla.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
there's 3 answers left on the board. Get one of them, win the game. If you don't, Kyle and Alan could still be the winners. Teams that scored the most. San Francisco 55. Yes, Seattle 43 for 5th. Washington 42 for 6th on the list.
So when Kansas City came back against Atlanta,
yeah.
Was that a high scoring?
Yeah, that definitely was the game.
Can you stop talking? Thank you.
We do need an answer.
Well, we can discuss. You said we can discuss.
I know, but you can't discuss.
What did you think? What did you
No,
think?
2:30.
I was going. No, I like that answer better.
Well, now I'm second guessing. I don't want to be responsible for it.
Well, now you are.
What were you thinking? Just say what you were thinking.
Dallas.
You were thinking Dallas? Do you know that confidently, or are you just throwing it out there? We'll go with Kansas City, I guess. So
Kansas
I can be
City.
wrong. The
Final
Chiefs.
answer?
The Chiefs.
Kansas
All
City
right.
against Atlanta, as he said.
Kansas City is up there. Matt and Kayla win. If it's not, Alan and Kyle have the victory. Number 6 on the list, as I said, Washington with 42. Number 5, Seattle with 43. 49ers number 1 on the list with 55. Number 4.
You know Seattle? Wait, no, someone guessed Seattle.
Yes, he's saying the ones that are there.
Yeah. Number 4, show me Chicago Bears with 46 against the Patriots.
The Bears.
Number 3 with 48 points against the Raiders. Sorry, Ellen.
No.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We didn't get it.
So you guys need this to be
He's
the
stalling because
Chiefs.
we didn't get it.
It's the Cowboys.
What team did you say, Captain?
Dallas.
52 points against the Bills. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations,
but you
Alan.
lost.
I said
Go with my gut.
I told you.
Aloof Allen has not lost.
I just want to thank Alan for carrying the team here. I couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah.
All right.
Got one, baby.
Yeah.
Do we have time?
All right,
I got another round. It's up to you. It's your show.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Yeah, we're doing another one.
We're up against it.
No, we got another one.
Should go,
I
Alan.
think
All right.
it's not a lot of time.
Alan and Matt, come on
Yeah.
up here. Yeah. Top 6 on the board. And we're talking about most pass
I don't like that at all.
pass attempts. Buzz in here. Pass attempts. Name the quarterback who has thrown the most Super Bowl passes in his career.
Oh.
Ding.
Yes, you did buzz in, Alan.
The GOAT just in Sactown yesterday.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Number 1 answer.
Come on.
10 games,
come on.
421
I wonder if they're going to
attempts.
play or pass.
Are you going to pass? You're going to play, Alan.
I got to be aloof. Sorry.
You're going to pass? You're going to play?
Kyle, what do you
There's
want to
6
do?
on the board.
Who goes to the feud and passes?
Well, we want them to try to do something, right?
Oh my God.
Well, because they won't have an opportunity.
You're saying they're not going to get it?
No. I'm saying they get a chance to have some fun and play.
I
We
need
just
your answer.
played.
Yeah.
We're going to play. We're going to play.
You're going to play.
Selfish, man.
All right.
Shellfish.
Kyle, number 1 answer. Most Super Bowl passes attempted for a career. Tom Brady with 421. That's number 1.
How many answers are on the board?
6.
6 answers.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with John Elway.
John Elway is number 4 with 152. Over to Allen.
The Bay Goat, Joe Montana.
Swing and a miss. Strike.
Oh.
3.
What was
He is
doing?
number 7.
What was he doing?
He's number 7 on
How?
the list.
What was
Kyle.
he doing there? What are they running?
Ellen's not making a lot of contact today.
That was the most emotion he's shown this entire game and was wrong.
Joe.
Well, let's go with the actual GOAT of professional football. Give me number 15, Patrick Mahomes.
Number 2 answer, 196 attempts in 5 games.
Okay.
Back down. Trying to name the 6 quarterbacks who have attempted the most career Super Bowl passes. They've got 1 strike.
Man,
They've got 3 of the 6.
That threw me.
Matt and Kayla.
I know he was.
Wait, is it total?
Pass attempts.
Total.
In
their career.
Yeah.
Not in a game, but in their career.
Right.
I'm
That's
gonna
right.
say
Tom Brady did not throw 421 passes in a game.
I didn't hear the number. I just heard him scream.
I'm going to base it on Kayla's guess that wasn't a guess. I'm going to say Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman? Ooh. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, famously never threw the ball.
You throw the ball like
Dude,
11
he's
times.
so mean. Every time you miss, he's just such a jerk.
He's so mad.
But you have 2 strikes
He's
now,
so mad
Kyle.
he tricked off last week. He's so
Kayla
mad
and Matt,
about
I
that.
hope you're ready. You may have an opportunity here.
So we need
is
number
Kyle
3,
gonna be
number
mean to
4,
me?
and number 6, right?
That is correct. You have 2 strikes.
All right, let's go with,
Pardon me for mixing up my sports, but yeah, 2 strikes.
yeah, I'm running out of modern people.
You guys can talk it over, I think, but then you might actually be helping them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have an idea, but I'm scared of my ideas now.
Number 1, Tom Brady. Number 2, Mahomes. Number 4, Elway. We need 3, 5, and 6.
How many pass attempts was Elway at?
Elway in 5 games, 152.
152. Okay, so I don't think it's the person I was thinking. I'm just going to go Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, swing and a miss.
I was going to say,
strike
wasn't he a game? Isn't Terry Bradshaw the most famous?
Yeah, but he was
non-factor?
there so many times. That's what I'm thinking. He
You
was there
guys
5
can
times.
still work out for you,
So
Matt and Kayla.
I'm thinking of the Mannings.
That's what I said.
Either Eli
Yeah.
or Peyton,
Yeah.
but I wanted to say Eli because he had to throw the heck out of the ball for the Giants World Series.
I'm going with Eli.
World Series? Never mind, we lose for that.
Eli.
All right, Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, final answer?
Final answer.
It's up there, you win. If it's not, somehow, some way, Kyle and
only
Ellen
in
would win.
2.
Number 6 in 3 Super Bowl games, 132 pass attempts for Kurt Warner.
That's who
Oh,
I was
Oh,
thinking.
that Cardinals one. I forgot.
Number 5, 4 Super Bowl games, 145 attempts. Didn't win any of them, though. Jim Kelly.
Ah, Jim.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
The number 3 answer.
And you knew.
I knew.
And
I
you
know who
knew.
number 3 is.
If it's Eli Manning,
It's not him.
Kayla and Matt win.
not
If it's
possible.
not,
Kyle,
Dude, you just kill the
give me
whole game.
Give us a second.
I don't want to play anymore.
Thank you.
155 attempts in 4 games for it's a Manning, but it's Peyton Manning. Congratulations.
I love this
Alan
game.
and Kyle.
I stink,
I'm
but
going
I
with
love
my
this
gut.
game.
In the future, just let me go with
Da,
that.
da, 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 da.
The winners.
Tough to
Not
beat
your
today.
fault. It's not your fault.
Da, 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 da.
Matt George, back to you.
Shut off his mic.
Number 1 midday show. Woo!
See you Monday.
Peace. Bye.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery.